Ladies and gents, welcome back. The Away Day Show, we're back. All of us on the couch. We've got 2 weeks in a row now we've done this. This is groundbreaking stuff
Building
for us.
momentum.
Yeah.
Nearly didn't. Nearly
Oh,
missed
it was close. But timetables are finally lining up. Injuring weekend from the Prem. Few expected results. The odd upset, but here and there, I think it was just a good
Let's just touch on this. One upset, which really cost me. Oh, my God. I had a multi on for like the EPL games of the weekend.
Oh, you saw this, yeah.
And oh, my God. I'm just going to say, Luton beating Palace cost me $3,000. I had $20 on this multi. It was my one APL multi.
30 grand.
Three. Cost me $3,000.
30 grand.
It was my own.
My heart nearly jumped out.
No. Bro,
It feels like 30 grand though.
When Villa won last night, I was hoping Villa would lose, so it wouldn't be a one leg miss.
Yeah, we all had that.
It was a one leg miss, bro, and I was like, "Are you serious?" Because I literally just had Villa to win. Like, you know what? It wasn't a crazy multi. It was like, okay, over 2.5 goals.
Yeah.
And then bloody Palace lose to Luton, man. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Everton's in some serious trouble, put it that way.
That's what I want to get onto the board.
What do you mean Everton are in trouble? Like, they had higher XG against you guys.
They peppered. They played the better team against us. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's
like,
quite embarrassing.
bro, Everton are not in trouble.
Yeah.
Luton's getting a result, but no.
That's what I wanted to say though. If, like, from what I learned from the weekend, I don't know if you guys want to back onto it, but I think Luton are the best chances to at least give it a crack. Because in the last few weeks, performance-wise, it's been that counter-attack. It's been getting points at home. It's been like Liverpool draw, could have drawn to United, beat Palace. They got to draw against Wolves a few weeks
They're getting
back.
results now.
They're just getting results, whereas the other two are just like
Burnley
throwing
suck,
them away.
man.
They stink.
Burnley suck.
I
Like
think
every week we say.
before we move on any further,
Okay, here we go.
I think we need to have a moment of applause for Alejandro Garnacho.
Nah, in all seriousness, like,
Puskas.
I think I texted you guys.
That is
straight
the
afterwards.
best goal since Ronnie in the Champions League final.
I think I texted you. It's probably
Or
top
the
3 goals I've ever
one?
seen.
Or the Champions League final one.
Nah, the Champions League final against Juventus it was.
No, that wasn't the Champions League final.
Yes, it was.
No,
Champions
Bale
League
was the
final.
Champions League final. Ronaldo's the semi.
Ronaldo's was
No,
Ronaldo's was
Champ-
at Turin. We did it was in like the blue
In
kit,
the
right?
semi.
Yeah, it was.
Was that the semi?
Bale's was in a final.
Bale was in the finals with Liverpool.
You're such a casual ball, bro.
Oh, he's exposed. He's exposed first minute, so everyone's still watching.
I mean, I'm hoping we got that right.
No, he
'Cause, like,
he was inside out.
yeah.
He did like this. He did
Yeah,
this,
yeah. It
Was that the game?
It was noodle hair.
Yeah, it was prime.
In Turin. Yeah.
Was that the game where he scored a hat trick against Juventus? Or was that another one?
No, that was when he was playing for Juventus against Atletico and he scored the hat trick.
Nah, he also scored a hat trick against Juventus.
Okay, well, we are
For
waffling right now.
Real.
On Garnacho, that was
Yeah.
probably the top 3 goals I've ever seen. Cause
Wow.
I'm
The
going to be
fact
honest,
that
that is such a good
I
goal.
saw that
Like,
live, I'm glad.
This
I
weekend,
was
so-
hanging
that would
on.
definitely be your best goal you've seen live.
I was hanging on. Like, it wasn't really a night for me to be watching. I was struggling, but that kept me awake.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't stay up, but it's a week for United youngsters, put it that way.
Kobe Manu as well.
Mason Greenwood.
Have you seen the edits on TikTok about like
So out of
2024, 2025? It's like,
What?
Like Greenwood.
Did you not see his goal?
No, you show me. That's
Bro,
so
that's
funny.
This guy
Such
sends
a good
us
way
away.
for Man United youngsters. It's like, oh god, actually, you talk, and then Mason Greenwood.
Marcus Rashford, Mengi and Greenwood as well. Al, the guy who started this podcast. Maybe the reason for this podcast existing was
Greenwood.
Mason Greenwood in the first 2 weeks there. Saudi Arabia and Mason Greenwood, there's 2 things
No,
in common
literally,
in the first 2
Saudis.
weeks.
We were living off.
I'll be
Saudis.
honest
Yeah.
though, if he was at United, he'd be starting.
100%, I think. 100%.
What do you
Well,
reckon?
I've got,
Well, if Anthony's playing, Greenwood would be playing. So
He's way better
Wait.
than
So where did Rashford start?
on the
is that
right.
right?
On the right. Okay. That's
That's-
right, because
that's-
he played it through to Dallo away.
Yeah, and then Dallo played.
Dallo
Yeah,
whipped it.
this is the start of not the end, but like you're starting to see like that Garnacho now has taken the
Yeah,
left
yeah.
hand side.
That is a
Yeah.
big. But to be fair, we'll see how he goes now. He's back with what's her name?
Oh yeah, I said that. It was
Guess-
it was
got
30.
his
It
goal,
was,
got
it
his
was
goal.
37 goal contributions, 34 goal contributions. Broke up 4 goal
Single
contributions.
digits.
Then he went
Lucio.
last year
Lucio,
and went
Gomez.
ballistic.
Lucinda, I think, yeah.
Broke up. He's on 4 goal contributions, and now he's back, baby.
Well, yeah, got his first goal.
He's
You
like
know,
the
was a pen.
Terminator. I'm back.
But we might as well touch on the game when we're talking about it. I think you're. I was with it. It was like that was prime Ole ball. That was like
You guys should not have been winning at half time.
See,
the back end of the first half was. I think the second half it was more about 1-for-1. But first half, man, if it wasn't for Onana, it wasn't for Manu. I think Deloitte had a solid first half, but the second half wasn't as much involved. But we were defending a lot.
I'm not gonna talk too much because everyone's gonna call me a casual, and I only watch the mini game. Okay, so
Of your own team, it's pathetic.
Couldn't be me.
but yeah, I think everyone again, needs to understand the position United are in. We've won 5 of the last 6.
I knew you were about to say, and I was about to say this. Okay, keep going.
No, I'm not actually going to bring up what you think. I'm not going to bring up Ten Hag. I'm just saying United as a whole. I understand that our football is terrible, but we have all seen good football to a degree. I'm not going to say we've seen world-class football, but we've seen good football to a degree, and you as a United fan can back me up here,
I can back you
that
up.
we think that if we are grinding the results, there will be a time when the confidence comes back. You see even just the difference on the weekend. Luke Shaw's back.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw is way better than anyone that's hit that left-hand side.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
No, look, I hear you, and maybe it's hypocritical because I was saying the same thing about Arsenal at the start of the year. Like, we're not playing amazing, but like we're still getting results.
Yeah.
And there is some validity to that. But my issue is more so that it's like, it's the digression, it's the regression rather of like what you were building on last year.
Correct, I agree.
So that's my main concern. It's like, once again, I think this is another result, a 3-0.
But if you go to war and you get shot in the leg, you got to heal.
No, what did you say? If you get what?
Sorry, Peter. Should we reset to the room?
If you have a what?
If you went to war and get shot in the leg, got to
If you went to war. I thought you said wound weird. I was like, I think
if you go to war, you get shot in the leg, you got to heal. You don't run back out onto the main.
But it's waffle.
We had the most waffle start of all time.
That's unbelievable.
This is top. This is top.
I understand, you're injury affected, but at the same time, there's just so many issues with Ten Hag, man. Another 5-time Champions League winning player in Varane.
Want to leave?
And there's clearly something going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent you the post about, Varane is upset, came obviously through his manager or something, about Johnny Evans starting. And you were like, I would be too.
Yeah.
It's disgraceful. I don't care. I don't care what he's done behind the scenes. You have 37-year-old Johnny Evans, who was on a 6-month contract at the start of the year, starting over Varane. Yeah. It's disgraceful.
To make it simple, I'll back that if Manu continues to play, but if Casemiro, when he's fit, goes straight back in, I think one of the commentators last night mentioned it. That's when I think it's...
That shows the
he was class,
and it clearly shows he's just lying straight to the media.
Because if you can drop Varane for Evans because he was playing a role, I think he was playing good, but you're right. If I'm Varane, I'm Rolls Royce.
I'm asking for a transfer.
Yeah.
But
if Casemiro...
He should. It's disgraceful.
If Casemiro stays out because Manu's playing good football, then I'll be like, okay, I see what Ten Hag's going with. That's fair enough. But if Casemiro comes straight back in after injury, despite what Manu
but saying that, I think Casemiro might come back in and play next to Manu.
Look,
so it's going to be hard to see. Yeah. It's going to be hard to see.
Look, my point with it was that it's not necessarily Varane and Johnny Evans. It's the fact that Ten Hag just keeps it feels like he's picking fights with his big name players, and like it or not, you can't just have 11 role players in your team to win your Premier League. Yeah. You can't have 11 role players in your team to win you the big trophies. Okay, you can win a Carabao Cup, but we're slowly. That was our problem over the last few years with Arteta. We had a lot of young guys there who don't have the big personalities and stuff. We've accumulated those bigger personalities.
But have you?
Huh?
Have you included
No. We have good players who respect the manager but are big personalities.
I wouldn't say you have any big personalities.
I think big personalities. I think in a way Zinchenko's definitely a big personality.
I think the reason you don't think they're necessarily big personalities is because they don't outshine the manager, right? Yeah. There's
see, I look at De Bruyne. De Bruyne doesn't outshine the manager, but he's like a big. Yeah,
well, I was about to say this. I was about to use the same point, and I think KDB, doesn't drive a gold Lambo like Orba, but because he has respect for Pep is still the biggest figure at City.
Yeah,
but KDB's a big personality. I think Gabriel Jesus, he's not nowhere near the level, but he came in as sort of our striker. He was supposed to be that guy.
No, I agree with you saying.
We don't have anyone there yet. We don't have any world beaters yet, but it's because we're a young squad.
But at the start of Arteta's career, I'm not saying now he can't, but at the start of Arteta's career, similar things were happening. And you're going to say it was different.
I would say we had one. I would say Orba was the main one.
I think the best way to put it is because you say at City, I think Bernardo Silva is a very big character who doesn't get talked about much because...
I don't
know how you going about that.
No, I don't think Bernardo is a big character.
I think him... Because obviously Bruno carries on as well, but they both carry on. They both a bit whinges.
Oh no,
he gets
Bernardo does whinge
and,
a bit.
and he carries that with him. But I think because of
But I wouldn't
where
even count
consistency-
Bruno a big personality.
What, Bruno
You're
Fernandes?
not talking about Bruno big personality. That's his number one thing that people hate him for. He's like too
Bruno
big of a
is
personality.
like No, Bruno is definitely a big
I
personality.
think
and
those
it's
two
so
are closer than
unlikable.
you think. But because Bernardo's amongst a big team with Pep, it gets diluted.
And Bernardo
I think our
proves
definition is
he doesn't
just
go
different.
missing like Bruno can.
I think our
Yeah.
definition is just different though. I call a big personality someone that's just basically like arrogant to a degree, like off the pitch.
Well, Varane isn't, but he's clearly he's
a big
like
personality.
my point is Varane is he's a big player, right?
Yeah,
whether
okay.
it's personality, he comes with a lot of baggage in the sense that he's so much better than the two centre backs starting over him at the moment. Like that is so obvious. No one can deny that Varane is probably the best centre back at your club.
Yeah.
Or if he's
World
not
Cup
on
winner.
form at the moment, he's one of the biggest players at your club, right?
Yep.
Ten Hag has a history. We've seen this numerous times now, picking fights with Sancho, Ronaldo, now Varane. I'm sure there's others there. Like, I just think it's another, thing which is probably going to hold him back. And this is my whole point with Ten Hag. I don't think he's a bad manager, and I don't want to ramble about it every week. But like, will he take you to the very top? I have worries, and I think we've seen it yet again with like not scraping a win, but a result which doesn't reflect the true game in a 3-0 at Everton. With all the stuff about Varane recently, I just think it reinforces the point that like, look, I could eat my words in a couple of years. He might take you to the top, and I will 100% eat my words, like because I've been massive on him not taking you there.
Yeah.
But I just think it buys him more time. Which if I was a United fan, I probably wish he wouldn't have.
See, okay, where I'm going to come into this is just, if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. But you can't just go through these things like, sack the manager. He's not in a position to be sacked.
I understand.
And
I understand
under
that.
any world.
That's why I
last
said-
week you said that. You said that last week. He shouldn't be sacked
Yeah,
right now.
he-
But
that-
come the end of the
that's-
season,
I think I said no
word
other
for word, he
thing.
said not now, but come the end of the season or come March, we'll know if he can get sacked.
If you haven't my issues are with the play style and like there's just a little few things.
In
I'm
our
just-
worst ever
yeah,
season,
like,
apparently, with injuries and everything, we're 6 points off top.
I understand.
No,
that.
I'm just explaining
2 points
to you
off top
what he
four.
just
I
said.
get that, but what I'm saying is, I just said this is that like, so if I was a United fan, I would be annoyed because he keeps buying himself more time by scraping these results. But I'm just not convinced. I think to win the Premier League and to get to the highest level, you have to have an ideology, and you have to fully back that ideology. And with guys like Company, he's gonna lose his job because he's backed it though, and it's not going to work out. He's going to lose his job and Burnley are going to get relegated. But like you have Jurgen Klopp comes in, like he backs his play style. You have all these guys, all these guys who build names for themselves, like who have these.
I don't know if Jurgen Klopp backed his game style from day one.
Yeah, but I think 1.5 seasons in, he was backing it more so than he was at the start.
I think the key with Jurgen Klopp is he bought the players that he knew will fit the game style. Alisson, Van Dijk,
See, I think that's my biggest problem with Ten Hag. I'm not worried at all about the game style because it's either going to show, and I believe it will show, but if it doesn't, he gets sacked. I'm not worried about that. It's more, I don't understand some of the I would say the signings to me is
that's a
the
massive one as well.
it's
a
way
massive
bigger issue to me than the game style.
It's just one of the issues I have with with the whole
because the
managerial thought process.
The biggest one, I guess, is something what you touched on to bring it all together. Like Sancho is someone who'd fit this whole possession system so well. Yet he plays Anthony, who's basically just a line winger.
Was Sancho a Ten Hag signing?
No, but
Okay.
he's picked like you said, you picked a fight. Yeah. Things happened there
With one of the best,
He would
one of the
fit this
highest
system
ceilings in the world.
so well because he can pick the ball up, he can drive at defenders, he can lay the pass off, he connects the play more, he can drift inside. That's what Sancho brings. Love it or hate it or whatever. Then you got the Anthony winger who's more direct at the line, at the bar line, cut in sort of guy.
And
that's
he's just
not
a
the
player
10
you
system.
could have bought for 30 mil. You couldn't have bought Anthony. Clearly, you couldn't have bought him for 30 mil. But you could have bought some random, one-footed winger for 30 mil. I'm sorry, he's a one-footed winger who cuts back. Who press, there's so, you telling me there wasn't someone in your academy who could have pressed like Anthony? Like what?
We saw what
it's
Palestra
just-
and Garnacho can do. They did play. So
It's just he's a work ethic player for 100 mil. Look at our 100 mil player. Declan Rice is single-handedly, he's a
won
walking
one
team
new
of the
game of
season.
basketball.
And I think England are going to have 2 team of the year players come this time next year in Bellingham and Declan Rice.
Holding up the field.
Because he's going to, I think if we win the league, he's going to be single-handedly drag us there because he's been so good this year. He is so slept on, because he doesn't score goals. He's not a striker. Declan Rice is so good, it's unbelievable.
we might as well touch on that game. You guys once again, not at your best, I think is the best way to put it. It's one of those fixtures, I guess, you come up from the international break, a little bit off, getting your feet under you. Obviously, the goal goes back in the net, Trossard again. It's just like a Trossard type goal to score. It doesn't go into
I didn't even know that was offside.
Yeah, early on, obviously, Declan Rice, the third minute with off his thigh, keeps it away. But in the whole game, everything good that came from you going forward started right there with Declan Rice playing the ball through. I just think I've always been big on he can be a number 8 more. I think he's more of a progressive player if he gets opportunity.
Yeah.
I still want to see Party and him in a game together because I think we'll see goals, we'll see assists.
We see with England, we see him with England every time.
If he can get on the front foot and go forward, and I think so far, like you said, there's no goals, there's no assists. And early in the season, I think we were both seeing it. No one really talked about it. They're starting to slowly talk about it, but game saving at one end, creating at the other end, even some of the long shots, they're never like.
We'll have to bring a big save, I think, from or just past the post.
Yeah, like a skim just past the post. It's not like he's just blasting shots.
His shot, sort of
the accurate.
Like the expected goals from the shot, he sees it every time because he gets him on target. He challenges the keeper. You know what I mean?
He's just pivotal for every single thing you do. And that's what he said. It's a perfect 100 million signing because everything that's done well in this team this season, despite not being at your best yet, it's all come from there. I think that's the core where it's come good from.
See, I agree. And yes, everything's gone well with Declan Rice. And yes, I agree. Declan Rice in every possible metric that he can is way more well known, way more Premier League proven. So he's definitely worth way more than Anthony. But you have to understand it from Ten Hag's point of view.
I can't.
He's tried to sign a player that he's had with, so he can bring, like he did with Lister as well.
That's my point. That is such a terrible decision. Look at our team before we had Declan Rice. We just come second by fumbling the back end of the season because we already had a really well-rounded team where we were good everywhere. Nothing really needed major investment, but we needed a pivotal centre mid.
You need a leader.
Yeah, we needed we needed to add that extra, that extra level. We had a team that was so close, but we needed to take it from there to the next level. That's when you spend 100 mil. You don't spend 100 mil on a right winger who does one job mediocre. You don't do that. You invest everywhere. There just feels like there's so many holes in your team still. If Ten Hag knew he didn't want Varane, I don't know if he did know this, but surely you go and
He didn't know this because he played every game he was fit last year.
Yeah, but I just
in the off-season, you'd think something would be sorted out.
It just always feels so reactionary with United's transfer system.
I agree with that.
There's not a lot of squad depth. The players just
This is where I come back into it, and this is where everyone goes, you spend all this money, but go watch how we spend the money. And you're going to go, it's Ten Hag.
You spend so much money. That's the point.
Yeah, but you don't get it. And this is where it comes back to it, and you go, Casemiro. And Casemiro this.
It's such a bad signing.
See, you don't get it, okay? Man United have started the season, lost the first 2 games. Ten Hag wasn't given the money to sign Casemiro, and this is proven on every single possible thing. He's gone the Glazers have come out last minute and gone, because they've lost the first 2 games and it looks like a shit show, they've gone, here's quick money. There's hardly anything on the market. Casemiro goes, he's available. I would do that as well if I was Ten Hag. In that situation.
And this is my other problem with Man United fans' reaction to the Glazers. I feel like all I'm hearing half the time is that the Glazers don't care.
How many times, Preston?
They don't
how
see
many
the results.
times
The Glazers
are there reactionary signings after a start of a season?
It's happened most.
No, I understand
every single season.
I understand that.
Happened this season again.
No, I understand that, but half the time I'm hearing, the Glazers don't watch the games, they don't see the scores, they don't know this, they don't know that.
I've never said anything about the Glazers not watching the games.
But this is what I hear from United fans in general.
The United Trey.
I don't know. I hear them from the United fan base love to say how much the Glazers don't care and don't know anything about the games, don't know the players, don't know what's going on. But then when you lose 2 games at the start of the year, here's some more money because we're watching you so closely. You're clearly in the shit show. You need more money. Go sign the best DM in the world.
No, but it's just a reactionary thing. When something goes bad, they give them more. That's what they've done for so long.
It's reactionary, but shouldn't.
It's like that here with Bruno.
No, it's reactionary.
It's the exact same with Bruno. We were not going to sign anyone that January, but we were in the biggest shit show that they went and go, we'll sign someone. They wanted to wait to do Bruno.
So is that bad ownership then? Reacting to how bad it is? I don't know. Is going out and signing the best team in the world, like you just kind of said you would sign him too. Is that bad? You're acting.
No, but you say we spend so much money when.
You do spend so much money.
50% of the money we'd spend.
You just sign a 50 mil keeper and a 70 mil Mason Mount.
50% of the money we'd spend. You know everything we spend? 50% of it is
Okay, so 50% of
reactionary.
50% of 1 bill. So 500 mil is not bad beforehand. 500 mil proactively is not a bad amount. We spent that under Arteta's whole regime. We spent, but besides Declan Rice in the last thing, right? You know, we've spent that much money under Arteta's whole regime.
And you've won nothing yet. When you do win something, then I'll go fair play.
Okay, you can sit here and say we've won nothing, but we're in such a better spot than you. Like,
Correct.
It is. Yeah, so what are you saying?
Which other team, bar you though, has got into a spot like that without money?
What? We have spent money, but we spent it well.
Smartly.
Like this
You're
one.
talking about money. You're going, well, 500 mil instead of thing.
Yeah,
500 mil is very still hard to spend in today's market over 10 years to get.
It's not. Okay, it's not. Okay, you have not spent 500 mil over 10 years.
No, we spent a bill, but you're saying cut it in half to 500 because I'm saying half of it is reactionary.
Okay, well, however much money you'd spend before the season has started in the last 4 or 5 years, let's just say that, for example.
Be lucky to be 250 mil.
Like, you're acting like that's not a lot.
But it's not a lot to do what a big teams need. Apart from
Big
you
team,
guys,
big
and even you guys now, to get to the
problem-
next level, you did decent.
The problem basically is, though, is you're recycling money that you've already put in. So Sancho goes, you've already paid 80 million for your replace him again. That's the basic.
I think this is just a massive this is a massive cop out for Ten Hag.
Okay,
Once again, I think you're telling. Yeah, just my last thing is that
we'll move on.
We have to move on. You can't. You tell me how much Ten Hag wanted 100 mil Anthony, right? He got his player and he's a bum. Like, I'm sorry, but he is a mild role player in, it just, for me, that, we talk about the transfers, that is just such the epitome of Ten Hag's management. Like, he'll do a job, but he's not the guy. And if I was a United fan, I wouldn't want him next year.
I'll finish on this last point though. Whether you're Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out, you want Ten Hag to go, I don't care. Okay, fair enough.
I agree.
You can have your own opinion.
I agree.
No, I'm not going on that. But the fact you continually come here every week and you try to put some sort of defense towards the Glazers is an outright joke. There's been calls on the Glazers since Ferguson was in charge. So what? Ferguson was winning stuff in the Glazers. What is your backing to this? It's not a scapegoat. We got rid of Moyes and we still said we hated the Glazers. We got rid of Van Gaal. We still hated the Glazers. We had Ragnick, who was one of the best for his position. He was going to slot into a position after. Yes, he's not a coach, but he was going to slot into a really good position after. The Glazers are another problem again because he spoke up a little bit against them.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I could give you the biggest counter argument to this with Arteta and the Cronkies. But Arteta.
Let's talk about what the
Arteta overcoming whatever the Kronkers or whatever they're called did makes Arteta a good manager, not the Kronkers good owners.
But we only started saying they were good owners when we started winning. Yeah. It goes both ways. You start winning. If you'd won something over the last...
No, they were saying they're bad with Ferguson in charge, so I don't understand your point.
Trust me, people's minds are very recency bias. You get some results with all this money you spent.
The Cronkies made a change as well.
Yeah.
They made a change, but their change was spending money. It's like,
who was in charge of the money as well?
No. Okay, so Josh Kroenke... No, it's slightly different for sure, but I don't know the intricacies of your management. But I know that Stan Kroenke had a more bigger... Look, I could ramble about
bankers run our transfers. Bankers.
And you think our owners aren't bankers as well? Anyway, look.
Let's talk about more pressing
the narrative changed a lot over the last 5 years.
Let's talk about people actually in charge of a title race. Man City and Liverpool went ahead. Great game Saturday. That was engaging stuff. They never put a bad game together, those two. Good start for City. Liverpool always felt in it.
We just ramble so much.
You guys love it. You guys are everywhere. You love the Glazers chat.
It's shocking.
I watched the Man City game for the first time in a while as well, so I was really impressed with the way they played. Doku, Trent was...
They're not that bad, eh? They're not that bad to watch.
They're not boring, but because Liverpool were playing, I was excited.
Yeah.
The Doku and Trent matchup was one of the most exciting from the weekend. It was funny, I was saying you off it, like how the two best players on the pitch were both opposite numbers in a way. Trent got dribble past the most this season, but was arguably the man of the match. I think he won man of the match. Belting goal for him. I don't know how much you guys saw of the game, but I think Liverpool were playing a little bit in their shell more than I thought. I think the City midfield got the better of them, and that's what you guys were sort of talking about all year. There's a lot of gaps in there, but I was impressed that Liverpool stick their guns. They still play that attacking three in midfield. They brought Gakpo on first in midfield, so they didn't say we're not going to go after it. And they could have been 1-0 up. Darwin's header, great save from Edison. I was just excited to see that Liverpool didn't just sit back. Because in the last few years, as was their motto, they would be a pressing, counter-attacking side. This was, we'll still go actually, not to the same extent I wanted them to, but I think there's a lot of steps being made. I think Liverpool are much closer in this title race than people giving credit for.
100%.
See, yeah, I definitely agree that Liverpool, like, obviously are on a huge step up from last year, but I still think there was some worrying sides from that game. Like, I think there was a couple of chances where if City really should have put away and put them 2-0.
The problem is, though, the goal that City scored came from a mistake. Outside of the mistakes that led to chances, Liverpool were pretty faultless. And
yeah,
my thing with Liverpool is that like the reason I don't not give them credit. I think, barring nothing changes, they're 100% in this.
Yeah.
But the reasons why I've been skeptical with like other challenges to City in the past is through squad depth and stuff. I like. Let's say VVD gets injured again after all the form he's in. It's like what Matip and Kanate. You know what I mean? Like as in, it's just like that depth is just not there to match when you suddenly have that fixture congestion. So we're still in November.
We're not quite there.
Like
we're not quite.
There's so much of the season left, and we see how quick things change. 2 or 3 games, you gap the rest of the league. Like
you see Tottenham as well, from top.
Yeah, literally.
Like
celebrating shit. Like I saw all the memes. We'll touch on that in a sec. Look on Liverpool. The reason I potentially don't see them going all the way is mainly because I know there is this inevitable adversity that's going to come their way. You have to get so lucky to avoid all that.
Well, they've done it before though. That they had a very, very, very thin list.
They had a great run that year. They won.
Yeah, well, they had a really good starting 11, but their bench was thin.
Yeah, it was like Milner was the first sub on. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but as in, will they get that lucky again? I probably don't think so. That's my.
They got a bit of attacking depth, so they can afford to get attackers injured.
Attacking and a number 10, they're fine. I think everywhere behind that, you're worried. Especially McAllister. I think McAllister was probably the best of the non-superstars in that game. He was everywhere for Liverpool, intercepting, picking the ball up, half turn. That was like Brighton McAllister. And I was like, if he goes, Curtis Jones ain't playing that job. Gravenberch is not quick enough, agile enough to play that job.
And he's already going to be on the pitch probably.
Yeah, he's well, yeah. Endo ain't playing that job either. And then that's where I think, so it probably VVD McAllister for me. One of those two go down, you're screwed because...
Even Mo, I think Mo is just it's always a big loss.
Obviously it's Mo Salah, but... They've got 6 players that can play across the whole front.
Remember, Diaz isn't even starting, and in my opinion, he's their best attacker.
I think he's their best...
No, you can't say, bro.
I think he's their best all-round.
Currently, right now, he's their best attacker.
No, Salah's best
what
attacker.
What do you mean, bro?
Salah's the best attacker.
Salah has 12 contributions, 30... What do you mean he's not their best attacker?
I reckon Diaz is the most damaging attacker for them.
Diaz has played 4 games this year. His dad went missing for 3 weeks.
He played while he was gone.
No, he didn't.
I think Diaz
is
the most clinical in the congested
Diaz
area.
Is amazing,
but he's not the best attacker.
Saying Salah is not their best attacker.
He's
just saying right now.
That is just hate. I've been a Salah hater in the past.
I love him.
I'm trying to change my ways. And saying he's not the best is just not fair.
He's a new man.
Arguably, he's the best attacker in the Premier League because Haaland's a cheat code. So
he's become a Ten Hag hater now.
Oh, 100%, massive Ten Hag.
And he's got some. I don't know if the Glazers are chucking a bit of money to him before the podcast starts.
On the side.
Yeah, slipped in the pocket. Let me check.
On the side. But yeah, definitely lived up to the best game of the weekend. Definitely want to see. I want to see Liverpool challenge him. I'm excited. I love
the more challenges, the more exciting it becomes when 100%. It's match week 32, match week 33.
Especially considering how bad the relegation battle this year's going to be, man.
And I actually like watching Liverpool.
I still think, but my prediction that I made, I don't know if I made it last week or a couple of weeks before.
Get it on the record now.
It's going to be a low winning Premier League year. And when I mean low, I don't mean like low 80s, but I reckon you win it 100% win 90.
But 90's still incredibly high. You realise,
bro,
classic Barclays.
Yeah, but
City would have won it with 86 last year.
Yeah. Barclays,
they prime
prem.
When they won it with
prem, you win it with 80.
Oh yeah, 86. Yeah,
no, they'd be 83, 84. 85.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is, I know that, but they still get a lot more. I'm
it's
saying
not like the 100 year, where
it won't be.
Liverpool.
I think it will even be like you're looking at City. They're dropping a lot of points now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I think 85 might even get you it.
Well, we said that last year would have been the same.
Yeah, I'd be heavy surprised. I think you might get to 90, but that's not low by any means. I think
historically
we've become just acclimatized to 100 points, but in prime Barclays, 75 wins you the Prem. Like,
Yeah,
you go
but
nuts for it.
it's a different.
I know,
era.
but you can't just say 90 is a small amount.
The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Fair enough.
No, look, different era, but yeah, historically we've only had 2 title challenges. You put in 3, suddenly everyone's taking.
And you got
points from
Aston
each other.
Villas and Brightons of the world. And I just want to touch the big game. Obviously, then next on our calendars is Arsenal Liverpool, because that I guess proves where everyone sits. Because I think Arsenal.
Where's that?
That's a great question. Because Arsenal so
it's
far have been good. They've been great, obviously, against City, but other than that game, I think you guys, I've said all year, you guys are in second gear. You guys are just cruise control down the hill. When are you going to chuck it in a small
And it is a bit
slope?
hypocritical, me bagging Den Haag, and then we got us top.
No,
of
but
the
you
league
guys win and still play a solid brand of
But
football.
yeah. It's like we're not like we're still dominating possession. We're just not creating.
How's
chances.
this? 24th of December, just before Christmas. We get to watch Liverpool host Arsenal at Anfield. Now that's box office.
And that's what Christmas Eve.
For us, I think it's Christmas Eve, 24th, 1:30 in the morning. So we.
Okay.
Oh, so it's actually like the 23rd.
23rd, but for us,
Nah, Kane.
I'm absolutely pumped for that.
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
down.
less than a month away. Nuts.
Well, we'll skip on to the next topic, which caused a lot of havoc last week.
Yeah.
Especially myself. We'll go right back rankings this week.
Can I just make a quick comment quickly?
Go on.
There was a comment towards you that
You
said
got slandered in the
goes,
comments. The
yeah,
guy didn't know that you were the.
they didn't know you were the guest.
he's
I
like-
thought it was
he's
one of us.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Having
guy.
Diaz at night. That
Tell-
was
tell the
hilarious.
guy- tell the guy-
I messaged him. I found that so funny.
Buddy.
I didn't see it, and then he messaged me. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Because you replied as well, like, "Yo, I appreciate it, man," or something.
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Yeah, having Diaz at night,
Night,
like,
just-
what an idiot." That was so.
All right, let's get these running and rolling.
This week, we'll do this week. Yeah, go your 1 for 1s and stuff. Get kicked off again. Number 10. I think this. By the way, I think the top 6 will probably have the most the same, but the bottom 3 and 4, of 7, 8, 9, 10 is very.
See, I've gone
very
rogue though. I've actually become prime Preston.
So hold on. Do you guys have any double ups?
I've
One.
got one team's double
Cool.
up. I think we got the same double up.
Yeah, I think we all got the same.
Okay, let's go and have a look.
Tomiyasu at 10.
Wow.
Okay.
Slander. No, I get it. I rate him higher because
He's a second string.
Because I'm an Arsenal fan.
Oh, I just wanted to
watch him
do.
a lot,
I
watch him
actually
a lot.
decided to fold to what you guys were saying and try to get as many individual teams
Fair
into
enough,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. That's what I
Okay,
was
so
saying.
my 10th, I got Vladimir Sufal.
Bang on. I like that call. I thought I was going to be edgy with that call, but
Oh, really?
He's been good for
Okay.
He's been good for a few years
I
now.
like
Do
that.
you have him?
Yeah.
West Ham support over here probably hasn't.
That's right.
He's
That's
been-
right.
He's number one. He's number one.
Number 1, West
Oh,
Ham.
I forgot he's West Ham.
Trippier who?
I reckon Sufal goes under the radar.
Yeah, but
He's-
not because we have him at 10.
Yeah.
Not
No.
two under the
I
radar.
actually think this is going to
No
be
one, no one would
the
have
least.
No one would talk about him in
Yeah.
big, but
If he
does
was
the job.
English, he'd be looked at the same way as sort
Eddie
of
Sufal or
Yeah.
Andrew Sufal.
I reckon this is going to be the least argumentative group of players we've
the
ever
group,
had.
but the positioning is where we're going to have to.
yeah, okay.
nitpick, right?
So you want me to start with my 9? Kufa.
Well,
Oh.
should-
You
okay,
talk
so
about
just-
Sufal.
Okay, just on Sufal really quick. I think he's a bit of a staple in David Moyes' team.
How many years now? 4 or 5 years been there.
Yeah.
He's a lock. He's a lock. in that position.
And I just think he plays a role. He's not crazy going forward. I think he's pretty solid defensively in one of the bad defenses in the
Yeah.
league, granted. But yeah, I don't have too much to say on
That's what I'm
that.
going to say. Evan he's not great offensive, but for a guy that looks like 90 years old,
Yeah,
he works
yeah.
up and down.
That's
that
how the
line.
thing
Yeah,
is. He
it's
looks
amazing.
so
Yeah,
old, bro.
He's at it week after week. You see him. He's constant,
Yeah.
and he's a threat for every team. When you go up against West Ham, he's obviously not the first name of the team sheet, but you're worried if
He's
he gets
not-
that
but he's
cross
not
into
far
the
away,
box.
to be fair, as well. Yeah.
You're worried if he gets that cross to the box or a Paqueta or a cut back to
Yeah.
old days of Rice. So
He plays a
he's
decent role.
important
in
for
a
every
decent
day
team.
West Ham
Yeah.
have done. Yeah. Number 9.
Sufal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, do you have him as well?
Well, I didn't 10,
he had
but
a
yeah,
10.
but I understand where you come from.
reasoning?
West Ham.
Yeah,
fan.
very similar.
Just a
reasoning.
West Ham.
I just think as well when I was going through the list, I think he's better than
than Tomiyasu.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess he's a first choice.
But I
Tomiyasu
just think
second
because he's
choice.
playing as well. If Tomiyasu played, I'd put him higher on the list.
Fair enough. No, I back that. Your 9.
Nah, can you go yours?
My 9, Tomiyasu. So we just I've always voiced.
Okay. So I am clearly
like
really
him.
biased.
I like him a lot, and I'm like you, but I can't put a second choice right back much higher.
The only okay, so he's obviously higher on my list.
Yeah.
The only reason I have him higher, and I won't really touch on it
biased.
much more. No, is because I think he gets into it. I think there's just
I think
two
he'd start
very
for
solid
Premier
right
League,
backs,
yeah.
and I think he gets in above all these guys. Yeah,
we don't get to see the best of him, but I think his defensive acumen, whatever,
Bro,
he is so good
Tomiyasu
defensively.
is legitimately the best one-on-one defender in the league, and I stand by that. Anyway,
He shuts everyone
Okay.
down.
Who do you got?
I got Pedro Porro.
I like that
at
shit.
9.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
It's kind of cemented himself.
You keep giving me these eyes, man. What's going on?
I didn't even have him on my list.
Yeah, I knew. I said.
You said, but you rushed yours.
You probably put Emerson Royale in your list. But nah, look. Bit of a liability defensively, but in a team, like, he's not great defensively, but in a team that, he's allowed to flourish now. And we see once again gets an assist on the weekend. Like, we saw glimpses at the end of last year when he sort of came in for Royale of how, like, threatening he was going forward. I rattled the post a couple of times and was getting a few shots off. But this year, I think obviously been a bit more cemented and
I'll talk about it more when I list him, but I think between the seasons has been very interesting the way that he's worked out. But go on your number 8 and
Reece James.
What the hell?
And I'm gonna give my theory. I'm giving the Preston.
You're doing the Preston.
I'm doing the Preston.
If you don't mention a word here, like then
purely just because he's probably like top 3, purely because he's never on the park.
Cool. No,
never on the park.
I'll allow. Honestly, if there was like some other reason to
no. I think he's definitely he could.
I'm counter.
I think at Reece James,
English right back.
Yeah. No, he's the best right back in the Premier League.
Probably the world if he's fit. Yeah.
But how can he? When is he fit? When?
No, we had his argument in the offseason.
I agree.
His argument.
I think there's just same reasoning. I just don't value his unavailability or don't disvalue his unavailability as much.
This is where we go back to like last week's arguments, and I know there was some players that like I didn't value as much, but when we look at those players back, they were players who had injuries for a little while. If you go back over the last 2 years, there was no way he's played 50% of the games.
No way. No, I agree. Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
No, I know. Yeah, best availability is best. Best ability is their availability. Like it's true. It's true.
If you look at just our list, I'd rather have fit Tomiyasu. For every game.
But you put Tommy 10.
Okay, I'm just saying for argument. I put Tommy 10 because he doesn't play.
Rather 10th over 8.
Yeah, because he doesn't play either. If Tommy played, he'd be top 5.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, I got you. I got you.
8 for you, Flynn.
Matty Cash.
Ooh.
Was that low, you reckon?
Yeah.
No, you reckon that's low?
Go on.
So I got Matty Cash. I just look, I think he's in a team at the moment which is allowing him to flourish. But I also know that he changed nationality because he wasn't getting a look in for England. And I think that's kind of telling for where he sits in the pecking order.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
And Matty Cash is good. I think he's better going forward than he is defensively.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's a bit rash as well. We saw on the weekend. I feel like he's just. I don't know how accurate this is, and the numbers might be completely wrong. But I feel like there's too many times he either gets sent off or makes a bad challenge, which puts him on the yellow. And look, the guys above him, I just think are a little bit better. It's not nothing too crazy about it. I just think he's not that deep. Yeah. I think he's about 8th because I think that's where Villa sort of rank, historically over the last few years.
So it fits it.
He's a good player in a decent team.
Who do you have?
I put Rapport 8th, and the thing I want to touch on, he came as a right wing back for the right wing back system.
Yeah.
And
that's very true. That's very true.
He's taken and this is why I respect it. So because last year I thought it was a waste of money. I thought it was another Tottenham signing that disappears to the bench and we never hear about ever again.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's lifted his game so much playing right back, we saw, as I said, at the end of last year when they went to the fullback for a little bit, he played better.
He was so much better.
When they went to the 5-back, he was lost. Yeah. And I think it's so strange how he came from Sporting as one of the best wing backs in the world, and has now become one of the best right backs in the Premier League. And that adjustment is a big thing. I think he's found himself, and obviously the AN system, you basically are a wing back, but his positioning is so much more important. It's the positioning, because what would happen? He'd get caught out going too far forward, and then it'd be the foul. Like with Cash, it'd be the fouls, the poor challenges last season. So I've just been impressed that on the ball he's still, I think, a little shaky. Obviously, the ball on the weekend was tip top.
He's got he's a bit of a moments player.
His bag's massive, but whenever he only pulls out the bag once or twice,
Yeah, he has. He'll fire a shot off, a whip a ball, and it's pinpoint perfect, top corner on their head. But
it sort of feels like Reguilon, or not when he's at us, but before he came to us, where he'd just have these moments for Spurs and be really, really good. But the bag's so big, but do they ever go into it? And that's what last season I was questioning. Big enough money from Sporting, from Portugal. Portuguese players from the Portugal don't normally do that well in their first few seasons. Yeah. The fact he's made this jump 1.5 seasons, I've been really impressed.
I agree. I agree.
I think
I don't have anything to say on that, to be honest.
I think you just because we rushed you. I think that's why
Yeah,
you
I
put
didn't
him
even
before.
think
Yeah,
about that.
I think he's a very good player.
I think I would have put him in. I don't know if I would have put him in 10, 9th, 8th, but he would have been one of them.
Yeah. Number 7's then. Let's go number 7.
Lamptey.
Bro, didn't get it.
Hear me out. He plays left back.
Yeah, and like
Does he?
And
Does he play
he
right
plays
back?
every like
no,
fifth
he's
week.
been,
Almost,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
He
Like,
plays right back though now.
No,
He plays right back in
when
Europe.
he
He plays left
first
back at
started
Prem.
like his career at Brighton, he was like a right back. Right?
He was signed as a right back.
Yeah.
He's become but this is what I'm saying to him off air.
And it's
I
like,
can't include any Brighton
bro,
player
it's bad.
at
No,
fullback
you're a bit
because
stiff.
you've been stiff because of De Zerbi's roulette.
Yeah.
Veltman
It's like,
plays there.
Gross was
Lamptey
there
plays
all
there.
last
Gross plays
year,
there. Like,
and he's
But I
there.
still think when he's playing, like I know he's playing a bit of the left back
absolutely.
as
I think
well.
Lamptey's a bit mid, to be honest. I'm not a fan of
Not a fan
Lamptey.
of
Nah, I think he's really.
I think
he's a
he
massive
suits the
defensive
system
liability.
really well.
yeah, I can see that.
No, well, I think he suits it, but like,
I think I might have an exaggerated perception because he chopped us up when I went to watch him. Like when I went to watch the game, he
Yeah.
was like the best on for Brighton.
maybe
that
he's
day.
been better over the last year.
The way he covers ground.
He's been really good this year.
He hasn't played that much, I don't reckon.
Yes, he has. He's
plays
been there.
a lot in Europe. A lot in Europe. I think he's played
Bro,
right
I don't
back
think
in
he
Europe as well.
starts that much in the Prem.
Every third
If
game.
I'm not he
No, he
played
started
right back
when it-
against
He
United.
started when S2 was out, and Veltman
He
plays
played right
back.
back against United.
He might have. No, wait. No,
So-
no, he was left back because he came down. No, he was left back against United as well.
Bro, because S2 was out, he played left back.
Yeah,
I know he
still
played.
didn't- Yeah, because his second choice. That's why I didn't see him much last
Yeah,
season.
because he wasn't getting a look in at right back because they play either Veltman or Gross.
Yeah,
And then left back is
Pascal
only.
Gross is the
And,
most consistent player
yeah,
that's ever.
it's like,
played.
yeah, Pascal Gross is
I'm
insane.
sure
bro.
he
So
played.
slept on.
Yeah.
I'm sure he played right back
I
against
get where
United.
you're coming from. I wouldn't put him this high though. Sevens.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this-
Regardless, he doesn't get a look in my list, man.
It's not getting the DS.
Like,
it's not got
from-
the DS treatment, but it's,
Yeah, especially when he doesn't barely. I feel like he's barely started over the last 18 months.
yeah, there's like a stone
for
center
Brighton.
mid debate thing.
And I think he's
I think
he's
interesting.
very mid, to be honest. I think Lamptey
The
is
product-
so poor defensively.
But I said the product's not finalized.
Yeah.
There's a lot of missing holes.
And
right
then
now.
like going forward, like he has his moments,
Bit of Swiss cheese. It's like,
but so many
there's
times
gaps in
he'll
the
just be
game.
dribbling and just lose the ball. It's like,
Prime Wan-Bissaka.
yeah,
Crystal
no,
Palace.
I don't rate Lamptey. So touching my 7th?
Go on,
Or
yeah.
Dallo?
Dallo.
Dallo 7th, yeah.
Right.
You probably have him a lot higher, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
think
interesting because I only have. Okay, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't have Dallo in.
I think Dallo's better than Wan-Bissaka, personally.
Okay.
I think Wan-Bissaka is such a last-ditch tackle merchant. I'm not gonna lie. I think Dallo's all-round game.
Yeah, I can.
I would rather Dallo in my team like way more than Wan-Bissaka. And maybe I'm a bit of a casual on that. But
No.
I know Wan-Bissaka plays. Like
Yeah.
I know that. But I just don't see a lot from him. I just, you know,
Not a
he
10
comes in with
player.
those last-ditch tackles a lot. You know, as a defender, those tackles really stick out. Like the VVD of old, like those tackles stick out. And they're really impressive. He is so good at that. I'm not gonna lie. He's so good at tackling.
Yeah.
But
Can't cross the ball to save.
you know, I've come across these quotes of like Maldini and stuff where it's like, oh, like, you know, the best defenders don't even need to tackle because their positioning is so good and all this stuff. He's not good with these back post crosses. Wan-Bissaka, like
That's been
these-
forever.
Yeah, that
Like,
has been a big one.
you know,
We
so
thought that
many
was all he
times.
did.
What do you reckon attacking? He's actually improved so
I
much
think
over the
I
past
think-
12
but I think
months.
Dallo's better attacking.
Well,
No, he is.
well,
But I think
like I got Wan-Bissaka 7th.
Okay, so
Just
you got the
because-
other one.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm sort of counting myself because I'm so with you. I love Dallo because Dallo's
Yeah.
my sort of right back, right? You know, gets to the bar.
Maybe I've
line.
Dallo too high. I don't know. Maybe I got him too high. But
I don't think. Well, Dallo's played since Ten Hag's been there. Dallo plays the majority of games.
that's what I mean.
He's played 65-70% of the games since he's been there.
And I know Wan-Bissaka's probably played a bit more this year, eh?
Well, he's been injured recently as well, so he hasn't really played.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
And that's what annoyed me against Fulham. He got all the plaudits, but he was constantly out of position, like constantly. Because what you're right though, on the off seasons he's been. You see all these videos of all these guys, and like he's like grinding like the cross into the box to receive and like cross. And you see these videos like big season for Aaron this, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
nah. Honestly, the lot's better than one.
yeah, the lot is.
and to be fair, Dallo is a lot better. Is insane for Portugal.
Yeah.
Like,
Him and
Oh, I'm
Bruno.
just trolling
like-
you there.
what? No, you're trolling. You just changed your list.
No, you
I
can't
didn't.
change the list.
I
You
didn't.
can't change the
I
list.
didn't.
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, that was so weird. Like
Nah.
for 30 seconds, you were
He was
like,
like
I've got
third.
both.
He was like third.
I've got
bro. No, so yeah, okay, so
I might
Dallo
have-
at 7 is
I might have made a
comfortable
mistake.
then. Dallo, okay.
I just put Wan-Bissaka.
I'll
in.
allow that then.
I'll put Wan-Bissaka for the tackle merchant, but I probably prefer Dallo. I've stuffed that
Okay,
up.
cool. Nah, okay, 7 Dallo. Cool.
7
That's
done.
okay.
6.
That's okay.
Let's go 6, Matty. Oh,
Me,
yeah, you
one
go.
Bissaka. So yeah, same.
Okay, so you have 2 United.
I don't know. What do I have?
This guy comes and says, I only have
We'll
one
find
double
out.
up.
Wait a minute, what do you want?
He's changed the list. He's changed the list.
I've
was
not
your
changed the
seven?
list.
Oh,
Maybe I
Lampy.
don't. Maybe I don't have that lot. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Lampy's-
Maybe he does, maybe not.
Lampy's crazy. Okay, so 6 I got Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah, bro. Like, so the main reason for that is that like I know I watch him way more than you guys.
Oh. I watch a lot of Arsenal. I don't think
No,
I've
but
seen
like
Arsenal.
I have a thing for Tommy.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
like I think I like, when he's on the pitch,
He's watching his run,
I'll
don't
literally
he?
watch him. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, ow, like what's he doing now? Like, you know. And firstly, I think Tommy before when Ben White came was like a lock in our team. Then he got injured and Ben White was so good
That
at right
injury
back.
was young, yeah.
Like, I just, I don't think you ever see Tommy Asu get beat in a one-on-one. That guy is so... I remember, bro, you guys have to remember there was a time period there for Arteta where he was getting subbed on to like play on Rafinha. He was playing on him. This is years ago now, but he was, he would just be like, he would literally, he played left back to play on Rafinha. He played on the right to play against Heung-min Son.
Yeah.
He recently got subbed on against City,
Just to shut down.
or I can't remember, he might have started.
It was City came on, yeah.
He played on Doku on the right, and then when Doku switched to the left, he switched over. I think Tommy Asu is such a good one-on-one player, and unfortunately, he's like because he doesn't start, he's not great. He's not bad going forward. There's just a few things which drop him down the list.
Do you think he's not the perfect guy for a title team? Doesn't that scream to you?
He is
Premier League title
insane.
team if he's the guy coming off the bench.
oh,
The first
so
guy
good.
comes on an hour every week.
the craziest part is we had Timber as well. Like,
And
and
I
you love
rate
Timber.
I
And you
love this
Timber.
guy.
I mean,
I've watched a lot
Tommy
of
and
Timber.
Timber are very similar
I've watched
players.
a lot of Timber.
And they are just such perfect players for the depth. When you can't have a player per position, you basically get one because they can play everywhere.
Bit of topic
And I
quickly.
love Tommy.
When Timber comes back, would you prefer him or Zinchenko play? Just on the spot, just yes, like one or the other. Like they don't have to put any.
I'm going to
reason,
say
just-
no,
No.
but I think that it wouldn't be. It'd be game specific, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
I get that.
if we're playing Sheffield at home, I want Zinchenko.
Yeah.
If we're playing City away, I probably want Timber.
Timber, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Matty Cash.
Okay.
Similar
so
to
I had
you.
a similar
to you.
similar spot.
I think there's still, as I said, a bit. I'll use now G, like a bit of switch chairs. There's a few gaps in the game,
Yeah.
especially defense. I think when he gets 1v1, when you stand him up, that's when you can skip past him either
Yeah,
way.
100%.
I think in a foot race he's fine, but that's where I think where those cards come in. His positioning and when you stand him, if you're like
He does
Doku,
snap a lot of players.
yeah, like a Doku would I think have him on toast when somebody can just stop the ball and then just like change the pace. But if you get the guys that are just direct, like just run, I think he's got him back pocket, and obviously his attacking threat is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's really good.
And I'm a bit annoyed with him because he cost me points in fantasy. That's why I've got him down this week. Next player, number 5.
Matty Cash.
Okay,
Yeah.
same reasoning.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just rate his attacking output a bit more than us.
I don't think his defensive output is as bad as other people who you guys are going to have above Matty Cash.
Sorry, I got
Okay,
the-
so he's basically talking about Trent.
Okay. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, I get
But
that.
okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, similar reasoning though. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, my 5 is Ben White.
Yeah, double that.
So you got Ben
That
White
low?
5 as well. Yeah, I just like. So
Wow.
Do you think he's been obviously he's been good, but do you reckon he's been as good as I think he's been worse than
Ben
last year?
White is the biggest role player in our team, right?
Yeah.
So
you're totally
like,
right.
so he's probably the lowest an Arsenal player would be in their rank for any of these lists. As in like, about 5 or 6. I think every other
You know
Arsenal
what?
player would probably be top 3.
You're not wrong at all.
So Ben.
Striker.
He's,
Okay, now you're nitpicking, but yeah, true. I
Okay,
get
so
that.
maybe Hayes
Yeah,
just like
okay.
5.
Yeah.
But regardless, I haven't looked at that.
I
But
don't watch that, but yeah.
anyway, so
not
with
prepared the
Ben
whole time.
White, the problem is the guys I got above him, like they just produce more moments, and that's not to Ben White's discredit. It's just the fact that he plays a bit more defensively, so Zinchenko can push forward, right? Ben White still produces, but he's really good defensively.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, the toolkit. I'm gonna use the analogy today. The toolkit's nice, but the other fellas have come with like a massive box.
So the
They've got
guy's
the
got
Ryobi
this,
tools,
like $3,000 drill.
Yeah,
Like-
they've got the Ryobi. They change the battery and stuff. He's just got the handheld. To
This
like
guy's
hammer
got
and-
Ben White's like a really expensive, all-in-one pack.
the handyman. He does
Yeah,
everything.
literally. He's a handyman, but then these other guys are sort of specialists
Their
in their own
bags
rights.
are incredible. Yeah.
And the way the fullbacks function nowadays.
But I say nowadays,
Yeah.
this is the.
Ben White is Gary Neville.
But this is the
yeah.
Gary Neville every week.
Yeah,
It's
Ben
a 7
White,
out of 10.
yeah.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. He's not going to put a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But he'll be 7
Ben White
every
is Gary
single
Neville,
week.
and he could literally walk away from his career like Gary Neville if Arsenal go on.
Gary Neville's probably the best
7
right back
trophies.
in the Premier League
That's what I
history.
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, but
You like that,
but
huh?
yeah,
Hey.
So you got to
Well, I think the same thing as you. I think we could see more. I wish he'd been at Brighton now if we see if he did do this attacking stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're right, he's the sacrificial lamb for the system. When they have to pay that 3 at the back in possession.
Tommy. That's why I got Tommy 6
Yeah,
as well. Like,
he has to be the guy that sits in there. Yeah. When it's the ugly one-on-one, he has to hack down or foul or stop. It's him doing the hard work. Yeah. He's got arguably one of the best wingers in the league on his side. He didn't have to do anything else. He didn't have to overlap like Luke Shaw, help Rashford. That guy does on his own.
And he's competent when he does, but he just doesn't do it near enough as
all
these guys.
the same quality as other guys above him.
Like these guys above him are like the best players in their team.
We're saying that some of the English best players of all times.
Like Ben White is probably like the 7th or 8th best player in our team.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these guys are the number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Okay, who's yours?
I said Ben White.
Ben White?
Yeah,
4? Who you got 4?
Who's your 4?
Diego Dalot.
Wow. Dallo 4, bro. What? I'm looking at my list.
Where have you missed out?
No, he hasn't. Because he had Reece James really low, remember?
Oh.
What? No. Because he hasn't said Ben White yet. Have you said Ben White?
No, because he gave me these eyes as well. When we said Ben White. At least I had Diaz on my list.
Bro.
At least I had Diaz on it.
I'm not talking. You'll find out.
Go, continue.
I'm so confused. He's going to have like a joint number 1 or some bullshit. He's going to come away from this.
Tight, number 1.
Hot. Anyway, so go on.
Go.
Dallo.
Yeah, I think that Dalot's like attacking output is so good, and I think defensively he's stable. Like I don't think he has any problems like defending in the back post.
Modern right back.
I think like how his defensive output is way better than those like a lot of the players around him.
Do you not think he's on levels? When he came in, he was shaky.
Yeah. I think
I think
defensively, he's actually got to a point where his defensive and attacking output is pretty similar.
Yeah.
And I think attacking, he's very good. He's very good on both feet. He can go down the line and put a ball down, and he can cut back in. He can cut back in, and he's playing. Yeah, exactly. He's playing left back at one stage, right back. Put it this way: there's someone on that list up there that I think he's way better than, and you'll find out soon.
Okay.
ITA.
Yeah, same.
Trent.
We've got the exact same ITA as well.
Yeah.
So
Todd doesn't rate him. Todd doesn't rate Trent.
Just say it.
What?
Just say you don't have Trent.
Just say you hate Trent. Just say
you'll find out.
Okay, yeah.
Bro.
You'll find out who I don't have.
Okay, so Trent.
I don't have Trippier.
No, you're taking the piss.
Oh, you can come. You can set up the podcast. You're attacking my
you obviously taking the piss. So with Trent, like, why do we have him at 4th? He's obviously got his defensive fullbacks.
Do you not reckon though he's been better in this whole?
He's not a right back, and that's it. He's not a right back.
The way that they play him at centre,
but that's not
defensive
playing him
back,
as a right back.
I know, but he's still.
So how can I put him as a top 5 right back
I get
when he's not playing as a right back?
But you don't have Trent on your list.
No, I don't think.
But where does he attack from? He attacks from right.
Bro, Trent is still a
he's
right back.
a right back.
No, he's not.
When he won the Premier League,
Zinchenko plays
he
more
was a right
centre mid
back.
than Trent does.
Zinchenko can defend.
Yeah, but no.
Trent's not. He's not incapable of defending.
Yeah, but Trent. The point is, Trent still plays right back.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Livramento is better than Trent.
Livramento.
Where's Yarmo?
He's better than Trent.
Nah,
Livramento is
too far.
As a right back, not a better player, but as a right back.
Bro,
Trent is an excellent player.
He's a mid-defensive
Trent is an excellent player, shown by the game against City and his goal.
But
we're talking about right backs right now.
Yeah,
Livramento
but
doesn't even
at
go
the same
looking
point
at
in
Newcastle.
time,
You've lost
some
the
of the
plot.
corners they conceded was off the
The
back
best
of
right back there.
was off the back of him
Bro, you've lost the plot.
seeing the ball, being smart, getting out of play. I know he gets dribble pass. I think 1-on-1, not great, but the ability to make a tackle when needs to or clean up.
Have you ever seen
he
the
can
witch's
do
hat?
that.
That is Trent.
Him getting dribble
Trent
pass.
is a witch's
The
hat.
point is that the reason he's ranked 4 is because it doesn't matter that much when he can score the goal like he does it against City.
But that's not,
One touch, bang.
Bro, what do you mean?
And he's not incapable defensively. He was
he
making
is
some good
incapable.
challenge.
I think he's a great attacker. I think he's amazing.
Please watch back 30 to 65 minutes on the weekend.
I watched the whole game on the weekend.
Did you not see a solid... We didn't see Doku the first 20 minutes of the second half.
He lacks a lot of defensive awareness. I agree. And he's not great in one-on-ones.
Bro, you literally drop the shoulder against Trent, and you've seen so many people do it back in the day. Rashford do it so many times. So many people, they drop the shoulder. They don't do anything special. I know Doku didn't do it as much, but I saw him do it a couple of times.
Yeah.
It is literally a drop of a shoulder, and Trent is. Imagine like he's disappeared off of a drop of a shoulder every time. It's like he knows. I could tell you it was coming from 500 metres away. No other defender in the Prem gets done like that.
Why does Jurgen Klopp start him for the last 6 years?
Why do we win the Champions League, Premier League, and
they got a better defender there in Joe Gomez, but why does Klopp start him every week?
Obviously, Klopp appreciates his attacking output more.
So it's purely...
But I don't.
You just appreciate it.
But I don't.
Yeah, okay. So look, I get it's your list, but come on, you gotta have a little bit of objectivity here.
If I had Trent in my team, I'd be starting him, but I wouldn't be starting him at right back.
I don't think.
But that's not the list. He plays right back, and he's the best player in the world in a few certain areas, and he's a mid-table defender in some other areas.
He's a championship defender,
but he's the best ball player in the world.
And he's
Chuck Rush to the left back as well.
No, but he's not. He's not like he can't put a tackle in.
Yeah, and championship defender is harsh. It's like, okay, he's not. Are we talking as in? Are we saying like because that's stupid anyway in its own sense? Because like
I think you get exposed in the Champions League defensively.
But that's not the point. He doesn't start for Liverpool because of his. It's like it's an all-round. It's a package here.
If it's a 2008, different list.
If the list was
since
best
Van Dijk has dropped off,
back,
since Van Dijk has dropped off, Trent has dropped off, and it's very simple because Trent didn't get exposed as much, and now he's getting exposed.
Yeah, but in the same way, have you not seen Trent make some improvement in his defense because of the Van Dijk situation?
He just forgot Trent exists. Trent exists,
and
he's trying to justify it.
I can promise you, I knew Trent existed.
The only thing I'll say is I think your point works in what I'm trying to say is I think despite Van Dijk's drop off, which I think is only a season back to last week.
That's my whole thing though. I think Van Dijk's drop off's been but
I think we've seen him take more responsibility, whether it be for the best or the worst. I think the improvement is actually there because Liverpool would be playing. They wouldn't get a chance to play one-on-one because of the counter press, because of all this. Now in this we'll have to see him defend one-on-one. And he ain't great, but he's not incapable of putting a challenge in. He's got enough IQ to put the ball out for a throw.
Nor should any Premier League player be incapable of putting a tackle in, whether they're Haaland or Alvarez.
But for the sounds of it, he can't defend at all. Yeah, but on the weekend, he was putting balls behind for a corner. He was reading the play, heading the ball back to Alisson. It's not like he has zero defensive IQ. The guy's one of the most smartest defenders going around the league.
This is a top 10 list of the Premier League.
And the fact you're not putting him in the top 10 is a disgrace.
He's a bottom half defender, but he's number one in every other, attacking attribute.
In one-on-one defending, he might be 20.
Right back is a defender, okay?
Yeah, but we're in 2023. We're not in 1991.
So for the rest of the list, you're going to sit here and be like, oh, a modern fullback, in Dallo, good. Dallo.
Why do you have White when White is when White is literally the complete opposite?
But again, he's not incapable of attacking.
Because White is better defensively but worse attacking. That's why I got White at 5 and Trent at 4.
But see, this is how I've explained this so many times when I look at it. When I look at this, okay,
this is a package. They're a whole player. He's not just a defender.
You're a right back. You're 70 to 75% based off your defending.
But nowadays, but in that Liverpool team, he's not. And what does he? It's like, what does he provide that Liverpool team from right back? He provides a lot. He provides a lot.
He provided them a point versus Man City.
Trent would not start a right back at any top 8 team apart from Liverpool.
Bro, Trent would walk into pretty much every other team.
Yeah, walk into the team, not a right back.
No, he would because the managers understand. This guy excels in this attribute. I'm going to cover up his drawbacks by putting a really good centre back next to him.
You know what's another thing as well? He's got one of the laziest defensive wingers in the Premier League on his side as well. Mo Salah does not do any tracking back. Yeah. I get angry at Rashford. Boy, was I fuming at Salah on the weekend because he was sitting on the halfway line while Trent was going up against one of the most confident, informed players in the Premier League and getting his ass handed to him in the first half. But there's Mo Salah just wandering around near the halfway line.
I just think that today it's just that the whole football world's gone mad and it's all about I think the best players are players like you said before, like a Reece James. Obviously, he's unfit. That's why I put him so low. But like a Reece James, who are 50-50. All these players that are now 80... Trent Alexander-Arnold, 80% attacking, 20% defending.
And that works for what he does.
But I don't personally think... I don't agree with it.
Okay. Let's get number 3 then. Okay. Because we could call it all day with that.
3?
White.
White. Nice.
So you just
you've made your point. You just love 1990s defense. Gary Neville's, Jamie Carragher's that we just love.
You're there to defend first.
Okay.
No, look, we are. I got Reece James. And look, he probably would be 1 or 2 had he been more available. But I think he's just that good that his lack of availability, I still have to give him the respect he deserves and put him at 3. Reece James is a fantastic player.
Yeah, I think we've got the other way around. I've got Walker at 3. I think he'd been the only figure in City's team other than maybe KDB the whole time.
I mean, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works, 1 or 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. Should we touch on one or 2?
Yeah, go. You go then.
Yeah,
you said you're going to prefer the spanner in the works.
You could go last then. So the
Yeah, you go 2.
You put your 1 and 2. No,
Walker.
Put your 1 and 2 together. Put your 1 and 2.
Walker.
And then you 1?
Trips 1.
Yeah.
You got this.
So I've got James and Trippier 1.
Trippier. I'm going to have Trips 2, Walker 1. Yeah. So
Respect the institutions. What you're going to say, like Reece James.
Yeah, bro.
Trippier's, Walker's been there forever.
I just think Trips. The reason I don't know Trips 1 is more so because of how important Kyle Walker's been in that team, and I just think so touching on how good he is defensively, Walker is insane defensively, and he provides that City team with just such good pace,
stability.
So as in they can play so high up with such high possession numbers, and they can be fine on the counter attack because they've got this bloody 95 pace
FIFA gem.
Literally. And I think Kyle Walker provides that City team over the last 6 or 7 years, who's actually been a staple in that team.
One of the only 2. Him and De Bruyne, I think the only ones who've been there.
He's provided that team with so much that I just think it's hard to knock. I think he's the best right back in Premier League history.
I think we kept saying this.
I think nostalgia bias.
Once he retires, people
you
will
know
realise.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree, but I can't discredit that.
Yeah, I think
his longevity is underrated as well. He's not young.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, he's not amazing going forward, but once again, the reason if Ben White goes on and wins 6 or 7 Premier Leagues in the Champions League, it's I'll probably have him on the list as well.
Yeah.
But it's he's in a team where he doesn't need to do that, and maybe it's just what we value more. Maybe he's not as good as Trips going forward, nowhere near it.
No.
But it's he doesn't have to be because he offers City so much in his pace and defensive awareness and his one-on-one matchups against some of the best wingers in the world that I think you can't undervalue that, and that's why I got him at 1.
The best way to put it is Vinicius Junior's never had a good game versus him.
Yeah.
And Vinicius Junior is regarded as probably the best.
Vinny would put every other right back on this list on their bum.
Yeah. And Vinny has come out and said that Kyle Walker is the best player to go up with that, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
Why have you guys got Trips at 1?
You do first. I'll talk my 2 and 1 because I've got something a bit different.
I think his defensively is very, very, very clean.
Yeah.
And then obviously attacking. So I do give credit to the attacking output. I just think that you've got to have some sort of, you've got to be Trippier would still be a top 5 defensively.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
just based off pure defensively, Trippier would still be a top 5.
There's ways you could look at this. I could easily make a case for Trips being 1.
I think my top 3, which I think our top 3 is the same.
Yeah.
I could spin them any other way the day I feel the way I wake up.
See, I agree. I'd put James in my top 3 as well. I just think that's a little bit ridiculous due to his availability.
Yeah,
that's like telling me that R9 was better than Pele. It is the exact same thing.
Because he watched both of those guys anyway.
Yeah, he was on those Maradona.
For one play, 200
I get it. We don't have to start rambling about Pele and Ronaldo.
So my 3, so I had Walker, similar reason to you. I probably underdone him a little bit, but I just think Reece James is probably the best right back we've seen.
Actually,
in
as a
ages.
right back?
If he had played every game the last 5 years, we might be talking about the best right back in Premier League history. I think he's got everything.
Yeah, I agree.
And you talk about the top 1% and stuff. I can go through all of his stats and Foot Mob and stuff like that, whatever it is, and he's the top 1% for
Reece is
everything.
insane.
And whenever Chelsea play well, the resurgence that lasted 2 weeks, why was it? Reece James played 65, 70 minutes in both games and started. And
they get battered.
And then they get battered.
And he gets sent off.
Yeah, and he gets sent off.
Shock.
And that's sort of the link. Whenever he doesn't play, they suffer.
But the only reason is can you put him at 2 because of that?
That's the thing. And that's why I would have put him at 1 regularly, but Trips, I always say he's the sign of the revolution.
Yeah.
He's for me.
No, look, it's a great point.
He's both ends. He's crosses. He's goals.
He is insane going forward. Trips is such a good he could he kind of makes Southgate question if he wants James Ward-Prowse or Trent because he can be the Deadpool player.
Yeah. And he can work in a 5. He can work in a 4. He's gone to Spain. He's been successful in Spain. Comes back and like you guys said with Botman and stuff last week, I see him as that rock of that defense. I think everything comes through him because he's so good defensively, and the attacking output is just a joke as well. That's why, as a package, he's number one.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm keen to see this Newcastle.
Yeah, we'll cover another game. We'll jump in. We'll finish off with the United Newcastle,
and we'll smash that up.
Yeah, exactly. A few of the games happen. We'll just touch on the results. So Luton 2, Palace 1. We touch on that.
Yep.
Massive win for Luton.
Massive loss for my multi.
Massive loss for the multi. Bournemouth battered Sheffield United. Them in more mud. Bournemouth 3, Sheffield United 1. Brighton finally get a win. First game since Stupinan's out, they get a win.
Shock they conceded 2 though.
Yeah, I was like, do you see a De Zerbi run at full time? Just ran out to the away and
I didn't see that.
I don't know if he knee slided, but he gave the whole like one.
He was giving a big one.
He was loving it. You could tell he needed that. They got their win. They much needed that. Talked about the Liverpool game. West Ham beat Burnley 2-1. I just want to talk a little bit about
last minute. Last
they scored
10
2
minutes.
goals in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Poor Burnley dominated
bro.
the game.
Poor
Dominated
Burnley.
it.
I remember watching the highlights. That was so
Primed
sad.
Antonio Gallipo and David Moyes, West Ham football.
Nah, but they are falling off. West Ham and not
Yeah,
those
I
guys.
agree.
Man. They're so bad defensively.
They find a way to concede goals. But when Zuma's out, are back
Yeah.
in. And then I want to touch a little bit in depth about Spurs and Villa. Mm-hmm. Spurs 1, Villa 2.
You didn't watch this, did you?
I watched the first half. And
See,
then I had to
can I just make a quick
49.
comment on this? And I know Spurs have had a nice drop off, but
Nice job.
a very nice
What
drop
a
off.
put it.
And enjoyable.
I've
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
But if you actually look at a lot of their games,
They did win the
didn't
league
really.
in October, though.
They
They did
didn't
win the league in October.
What a trophy for Tottenham.
They didn't deserve really to lose many of these games. Like even you look last night, like Son had 3 offside goals
What a
ruled out.
hat-trick for Son.
Yeah, like I think they've been done.
Warren's so
To me, it still isn't typical Spurs. Just purely on
No,
like
they played 4 left backs in the back line.
yeah, like
why it's not typical.
some of the injuries they have and everything. This is where I come back to it. They've got very, very, very minimal depth. And they've got a lot of injuries. Their star players who were actually the foundations and the rocks for their strong start to the year. And then followed by also, like, they're just having a little bit of luck. They've been unlucky. They've actually played better than every single one of those teams.
They've not even been lucky. They've had disastrous. Like Benton Kerr comes back. Matty Cash puts in a horrible challenge.
I don't think Villa were that bad.
No, I don't think Villa about that. But Tottenham were on top of the game. Benton Kerr goes off, and then they lose control of the game. Yeah. They've now that obviously Basuma comes back to suspension next week, but you have no Basuma, no Papsar, no
Van de Ven.
no Van de Ven, but the midfield,
No Madison.
no Madison. That midfield, you lose the whole midfield. Yeah. It was Lo Celso. It was who else was in there?
Bentancur
Well, he got
and
subbed off.
Kulusevski.
So Kulusevski came in, and then it was you came off the bench.
What's his name?
Hoiberg was in there.
Was what's it, the English geezer?
Oh, he's at thing now. I think is he?
Did he leave?
Leicester? Is he?
He was playing the
Wings.
Skip. Skip.
Leicester's team in like the championship is unreal. It's like
They're
all
cooking.
Premier League starters.
But I think for Tottenham, it's not unlucky. It's disastrous luck. Like we've been complaining about injuries.
Yeah.
Tottenham have all the right to. They've lost every single starter basically.
I still think they're actually all right, and I think they'll still do good just purely on the fact that they're playing still good. They've got injuries. They get a couple of people back. How unlucky they've been. They can't continue.
Here's the Uno reverse. I'd like to see Ange adopt a bit of Ted Hag and just play a bit more pragmatic and get results to stay amongst the group because it could get ugly very quickly.
I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, is it a bit hypocritical for me to be like, you know, because like obviously Ange is persisting with what he believes in. But it's more so like I would not take away anything from Ange.
No.
If he was to, you know, be a bit
some
more
results,
pragmatic.
stay in the top 4 race.
It's about the fact that like the reason I would always pick Ange over Ten Hag, for example, is that, you know, like the clear ideology, and I can just respect that so much. To be fair though, once again, like the wheels, poor man, like they fall off pretty quick. How long does Ange want to do this? Like before, like, you know, you start,
man.
You know, okay, the Chelsea thing where they got battered 4-1 at the end of the day, but the high line, like, okay.
It was a 2-1 game. They put that on themselves, right?
But as in, like, my point though is that, like, how many losses does it take for fans to keep plauding Ange for playing a high line?
Mate this, mate that.
Like, not many.
Yeah.
You know, they won't be doing it. They lose 3 more.
I'm about to say,
Like,
if you lose 6,
great high line.
Yeah.
What a high line.
What a high line. I want to touch on Aston Villa though, because like this is top 4 team. I know
Villa are nuts.
They weren't ridiculous first, but their second half. I think it coincides with Bentancur
They also
going
had they scored a goal and had a goal disallowed in the first half.
But I think still their second half probably better than their first half.
Yeah.
The way they play, they control the game. it was like they're playing in Villa Park. Like it was, and it's just players in this team that are. It's McGinn, it's Louise.
Douglas Louise
Cash.
is so good, bro. Cash got dragged at halftime.
But again, it's these players that you don't expect to be like top fives. Yeah. But yet, right now, I think you can put an argument from all these players in their positions to be amongst the top fives. And on the weekend, I don't think anyone stood out, but they all played.
Douglas Louise is going to get snapped up by one of the bigger boys. He's already he was rumored to us like legit 18 months ago for the last 18 months to come, and he will get snapped up.
Emery's done a very good job with his team though. He's just
Emery's having a nuts like last,
especially with how many good how many teams there are around them. If he can find Champions League with such a pool of depth of teams.
I think we were talking about this. What's the bigger achievement? Them Champions League or Arteta winning the league?
That was one of the questions last week.
I still think Arteta winning the league, but
look, I still think so as well.
The mental hurdle.
The fact they're almost in the same realm is just nuts.
But you talk to a Villa fan, we haven't been in Europe for however years. They'll be like, this is the biggest thing as well because they've had history in Europe, and if they get back to the top of Europe, that's equally as a big deal as it is for Arsenal to take that jump back. But I just think, Emery deserves the props. The way he's made this midfield, just a bunch of three guys that play 10, can play 6, can play 8. That midfield, you can pivot it all these different ways, and they're functioning very hard. It's going to be hard to see them dislodged from the top 5 the way they're cooking.
Because they also have such good depth.
Everywhere.
Yeah. They have a really good squad, to be honest.
Yeah, the squad's cooking. Let's do our combined Newcastle Man United 11. That's the big game next weekend.
Yep.
There's a few other games around the place, but in terms of
I don't think it's that hard.
I shouldn't no, because we're doing it off
who's available. Who's available?
Okay.
So the centre backs, bro, that's gonna be great.
The centre backs is interesting. I got a great big old name in there. So let's go. You know what? We'll just do our team. I'll just do the team all as one.
Can we do positions? Because
let's go through. So let's go our centre back and we'll decide on one. So let's go goalkeeper. We'll decide on one.
We're gonna make a combined 11.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't quite. I like this.
Okay, so
Well, goalkeeper's Nick Pope.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I don't think it's as far-fetched as you would think, but I would have to agree.
Nah, look, yeah,
I know it's been 4 weeks, but
it is.
Nick
But
Pope's
it's funny because they're both specialties in different aspects. But I'm going Nick
Left
Pope.
back, undecided. Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Luke Shaw's available.
Dan Burn ain't Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw's in.
Okay, centre backs.
Go your pairing.
Oh, I need to look at this. This is tough.
Who's your pairing?
So Veltman's injured, is he not? Botman's injured. Sorry, Botman.
Favorite Newcastle player?
Go. You just. Should I say mine then?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know it.
I've gone Fabian Schär and Slab as my pairing.
And Slab
as a 2.
At the moment,
it's not quick.
At the moment,
but as a pairing, they work well together.
Fabian Schär and Lindelof.
Nah, to be honest,
I can't. Slab has so many more mistakes in him than Lindelof does.
Nah,
okay, I'm going Slab. I'm backing Slab.
I'm
a converted Slab supporter.
I'm going Schär. I was almost going to go Schär on the cells, but I'm going to go Schär and Maguire.
Nah, I'm having List cells.
Will you not say Varani's fit?
No, he's not available. No, we can't say Varane.
Bro, he's not.
Look, we would obviously say Varane.
If he was playing the last 2 weeks and amongst it, he looks like he's transfer.
Right back, Trippier.
Yeah. Trips.
So we're agreeing Schär and Maguire centre back punch. Right?
DM, Kobe Manu.
No, shush. No. Schär, Maguire.
Trippier.
Pairing. Nuts pairing, bro.
That's pace deluxe.
And then Trippier right back.
Okay. Trippier's going to be playing.
Bro, these are all fat
defenders. DM.
See, I've got a pairing as a double.
Who, Bruno and who?
Bruno and Joel Linton is playing in my double.
Bruh, I'd never heard of this Kobe gaze until like.
Nah, I'm going Kobe Manu.
I can't go with one game Kobe Manu.
And Bruno. Who is Kobe Manu?
Have you not seen the TikTok?
He destroyed Real in like pre-season.
Am I like that?
He destroyed he played.
He doesn't even have an FPL photo, bro.
He's 18. He started every pre-season game. Got injured against Real.
No one outside United.
Kobe Manu.
How good is he though?
Oh, he's ridiculous. But I can't. We're sitting here winning a Premier League show, I can't put Kobe Manu in over Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes.
I can put after seeing his pre-season.
Oh my god, you're making a case for this guy over Joe Linton and
yeah,
Bruno.
I'm going Kobe.
Wow. You know what? I said my midfield 3 is Bruno F, Bruno G, and
yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay,
I can't really talk because these guys got some geezer called Lewis Miley.
He played good as well on the weekend as well.
Who is that?
Okay, yep, left wing.
Oh, hold on. Okay,
are we agreed
Bruno Guimaraes definitely is in there. Joel Linton is definitely in there.
And Bruno Fernandes.
And who do I want from your mid? Because I'm not putting Wiley man in.
Miley man.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah, probably
Scott.
Bruno. Nah,
How
Bruno.
you even thinking about anyone from our mid apart?
Yeah, okay, it's Bruno. It's Bruno. And
Bruno's
then
the 10,
it's
Bruno,
Joel.
and then Joelinton.
Bruno, Joel.
They play a bit of line.
Yeah,
They play
okay.
a line.
So left wing. I don't even know who to put.
Okay. Can I say my front three?
I would still say Rashford.
Can I say my front three? Because I've moved players around.
Nah, it's...
So I've gone Garnacho left, Anthony
Wow, you didn't put
Gordon
Anthony
right.
Gordon on the left. Wow.
Anthony Gordon right.
Yeah, but I would have put Anthony Gordon on the left, bro.
And play what? Garnacho on the right. I don't think he's a good right winger.
But like, I swear Anthony Gordon plays on the left, bro.
No, but he can play left. He can play right
He
more.
plays on the left.
Okay, we'll play Gordon left, Garnacho right,
we'll
and
do that.
Isaac down the middle. That's my front three.
Gordon's definitely on my left.
So Gordon's playing then. So Gordon's left wing. Unlucky, mate. You know, whatever left wing.
Who do you want on left wing?
Yeah, Gordon.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't
He's in good form. He's in good form.
been
Gordon.
cooking for Newcastle.
Isaac is definitely a striker.
Yeah, we know that.
You agree?
Yeah.
And then right wing, I'm
I'm
weighing up
playing Garnacho
Rashford. I'm weighing up.
See, you don't think I'm crazy, but I want to see Rashford back at 9. I'm not saying he's better than Isaac.
Isn't he a bum? Isn't he a bum at 9? I swear United fans.
Nah, he scored
Rashford
so many goals
number
last
9.
year at 9. He
I'll
just
tell you-
doesn't want to play there. He doesn't press and stuff.
But he
That's
hasn't
why.
played this season there, has he?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm basically this season.
He scored so many goals there last year.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna go Rashford.
You're going Rashford as well then. So that means Rashford.
Well, I don't think there's any better choices, and I'm not willing to put Garnacho there because of a bicycle kick.
Yeah, no, I'm putting.
Well, I'm not putting
Rashford.
there the bicycle. I just rate him.
No,
I
he
told
rates
you-
Garnacho.
Yeah,
I told you
fair
the whole time I rate
I'm
Garnacho.
going front three: Gordon, Isaac,
Yeah, I'm going Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
Rashford on the right, man. That's
Manager?
that'd be such a
Manager?
good attacker.
Manager?
Baldy's managing me for me.
Really?
Baldy's managing for me this
Eddie
game.
Howe, mate. Are you serious?
Oh, I think Eddie Howe is no better of a manager than
Yeah, but you got to give him more credit than Ten Hag. You spent the same amount of money, and one club went from 17th to top 4.
We won the trophy. They lost the trophy.
Nah, I'm going.
We
Eddie.
finished high on the ladder.
I'm going Eddie Howe. You guys can go Baldy. Baldy gets in, I guess.
Baldy gets in. So the combined.
We're
team
high
is-
on the ladder right now,
The
aren't we?
combined team. Yeah, we are high on the ladder right now. The combined is Nick Pope, Shaw, Cher, Maguire, Tripp, Joelinton, Bruno G, Bruno F, Gordon, Isaac, Rashford with Baldy at the wheel.
Yeah.
That team, we're a team. That team's win the Premier League, mate. That team's going all the way.
So
That
defense
back
is
line
so
stinks
mid.
of poo.
That
But that's
defense
right.
is it's not even that mid.
I
but
got a
like-
question.
those
Honest
fullbacks-
question.
Go on.
Fully fit squad, United and Newcastle get put together.
Yeah,
do they win the
Who
league?
gets in? Who get
No, do they win the league?
No, I'm just questioning. So who gets in? Who if someone
Cass?
fully fit?
Cass?
Who's going in that team instead?
Cass,
So
Lisha.
Varane and
Oh, yeah.
Botman.
Varane and Botman.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
yeah.
say right, do
Yeah,
not say
yeah.
Lisha.
Midpoint last season, wasn't that the team that's, like after 10 games, they did that team that's
Yeah, it was
wasn't that
Varane and
the
Botman.
pairing?
Yeah, we did this. We said Varane and
Because
Botman.
Saliba wasn't in those lists. This is even before we started. This is like
I thought it was
match week
before,
10 when Newcastle and United were both
Probably.
cooking.
Well, Botman was definitely 10.
It was like Lisha, Varane, and then Botman. That
So
was the pairing.
Okay, so the fullbacks stay the same, keepers stay the same.
Yeah.
Botman, Varane, midfield.
Cass. He's off his last year.
Bro, I think Joelinton
Joelinton's
and Bruno.
nuts.
Like, I'm not changing. I'm not
This
changing
is
it.
like me,
I'm actually
Gabriel,
not changing
and
the midfield.
Saliba. I don't think I changed midfield either.
No, I'm not.
I don't think I changed it.
So majority rule, cool.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then Rashford on the left.
I don't know. I think Isaac definitely up top.
I think up top. I think does Harvey
Barnes on the right.
Harvey Barnes on the
He's
right.
on the left though.
He plays on the
He
right.
can play on the right.
No,
though.
he
I
plays
think
on the left.
Leicester played on the right. On the
He
right.
played on the left
plays
for
on the left.
Leicester.
He plays left on the- he's a left winger.
Bro,
He's
you're
left
such a
winger.
casual. He played left.
He was
like bombing from the left.
That's why Gordon's played. So that's why Gordon's been a surprise.
Yeah, Gordon hasn't played
because everyone
Harvey Barnes on
thought
the left.
Barnes was going to play that position.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Okay.
Who's their bloody right winger? Who
Almiron.
plays over
Almiron.
No, someone plays over Almiron. Normally.
Now
Are they
you-
injured?
Now you're making me a casual. Is someone over Almiron?
I'm telling you.
Almiron started the season right wing. I swear.
I swear, like Harvey Barnes plays
I
a
think
little bit on the
Barnes-
right.
Harvey Barnes can play the right
Wrong.
for
You're
me.
wrong.
You're acting like you watch Newcastle week in, week out.
Oh, he's prime Newcastle supporter.
Okay, I was thinking who are we missing up forward? Callum Wilson, we're missing up forward, but he was.
I rate Callum Wilson, but
I rate him,
not
but
as a
he
wing,
doesn't
obviously. We're doing wingers. Who
and
played first
they
game?
used to obviously have Saint Max.
I know.
They played Almiron game 1, bro.
Did they? I
Yeah.
thought Almiron
Jacob
was,
Murphy's their backup.
Jacob Murphy's been playing a lot, but no. And to be honest, Jacob Murphy slept on, but
Not over Miggy, though.
no.
So-
So I'm going probably Harvey Barnes on the left.
Over Rashford.
Oh, fully fit and firing. Is that what you mean? Like, you mean like firing?
Ideal
you mean like
world,
in form
like-
Rashford?
I'm talking ideal world.
Rashford then, obviously.
Okay, well, ideal
Rashford's one
world,
of the best in the
Casemiro's
world.
probably in over Joel Linton as well, and then Rashford's in on the left, and on the right, I'm taking whoever the best attacker is on the out of the other ones.
Oh yeah, Almiron's still.
Probably Anthony. Ideal world.
Oh, I do it. Anthony with 2 feet.
Okay, ideal world. I'm taking that purple patch of Almiron.
Yeah.
But look, it's up for debate.
Yeah.
But consistently, you want Joel Linton and Bruno in that midfield because they're just absolute animals in there.
Yeah, I
as
agree.
As a two.
Very, very. I know Bruno is a bit defensive, but very attacking.
I know, but this is the thing. Do you watch much in Newcastle? This is not me trying to like. Have a go
Not
at it.
enough to be able to comment too much more.
Yeah. So those two.
Joel Linton gets
Everyone
up.
thinks they're both like.
No, I
eights,
know they're
but
defensive. I know.
Together, they're basically a 6. You can buy them as a 6.
Bruno's more of the pivot there.
Yeah.
But because Joel Linton's
But Joel
He
Linton's an
bombs.
animal in the tackle.
he just runs.
Yeah,
Like he
he's
just
everywhere.
he just intercepts.
It's crazy how that guy came as a striker.
I know, it's
Did
nuts.
nothing.
But he's
Everyone was like
the
flop,
crazy part
flop,
is
flop.
He's come good. It's insane.
I want to touch on 2 games before we finish up. Obviously, the Newcastle-Chelsea game, we've sort of touched on it a bit. Chelsea's revolution ends again. Rest in peace, revolution after the week.
I didn't realise they're 8 points off United.
Yeah,
Where
United-
you guys rank like 5th.
We're 5th. We're 6th. We're 6th.
We're 6 and they're 8 points off us.
I was so
Bro, the memes about
disappointed.
Enzo. don't
I was
make
the only
it
one here that said United are going to finish higher than
I
Chelsea.
was so
No, we
disappointed.
all no. Check the video. We all said they're going to get higher, but I said who could get top 4. We said best case Chelsea get there. You don't.
Because the
Best case
upside,
United do
'cause
get there.
The way to put it was the upside was bigger with Chelsea than it was with the United.
It's like an investment. Like which one could go higher? Chelsea could go higher.
Crypto this shit, you know, and like just chuck the money in.
I like
we
to,
all said
I'm
United-
investing in the blue chip here, and you guys are investing in crypto.
United's not much of a blue chip anymore, mate.
But you
Relax.
know it's not your day when Reece James does the Van Dijk equivalent, abuses one, kicks the ball out and then like pulls Gordon back.
that
That's
was
his red.
that was so stupid.
Such a soft red in terms of not like
but he
not
was an idiot.
deserving, but
Yeah,
it's soft in means like why do you do it? And then Thiago Silva decides to kick the ground, not the ball. Like it just wasn't Chelsea.
Don't we love after we all praise him?
Oh,
Yeah.
no mistakes. Can you name
And
one mistake?
you put the clip out. You put the clip out as well. The little short.
It went out on Wednesday. I'm like, this guy, 38-year-old, never makes a mistake.
Who are we going to jinx this weekend?
Let's jinx.
Who are we jinx?
Let's jinx Newcastle players because they're playing United. Let's say Kieran Trippier would never make a
Yeah,
mistake.
Troops is so good defensively.
Whips the ball in the box perfectly. You know, he's gonna put an on
Troops
goal.
is so good defensively.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
skinned.
disappointing, man. That's in terms of like for the.
How long does Poch have a job? And this is what I've said
I'm
it.
not coming here with Poch
will
slander.
get time. Poch will get time.
I'm not coming with Poch slander, man.
Yeah, I'm not coming to Poch. He's going to get sacked in the next like 2-3 months. But like March comes around.
I think Poch gets the whole year.
Solly March comes around, eh?
They've already done the whole grand. They've already done the whole Graham Potter thing. I think
You can't do it.
I think Poch gets so long. now.
The American knows what's going on.
They've
he
already
understands.
bottomed out so hard.
Yeah.
I think Poch gets time.
And where they're still missing a truckload of players. We're still at the Nkunku era. And
That's insane. I can't.
and-
That is
and
such a bad.
Chukwuemeka
Sorry, that
coming
is such a
back
bad
and-
signing. Like
The fact that they
signing
knew the
Nkunku
injury was-
6 months. No, they signed him 6 months before.
yeah, but
He
they
got
knew
injured for
as well.
Chelsea. He got injured while playing
Yeah,
for
but
Chelsea.
they knew they signed him while he was struggling with injury.
Yeah,
and then
That's
he
what
got
I'm saying.
injured.
And
again,
then
so it's
he
just
gets
like
the pre-season.
that's
they
the
signed him
biggest-
for free. Did they not?
No, they didn't. They signed him for like
50,
60 mil, bro.
Yeah, 50, 60 mil.
I thought they signed him as a free agent
No,
in January.
man. No, they
Bro,
agreed terms.
that's against
Oh, okay.
Leipzig.
60
That's
mil.
against Leipzig's like DNA. They
Yeah,
sell
bro.
players big
He was
and buy
not
small.
free. Like he was expensive.
Oh,
and
don't get
they've
me
got
wrong.
a
When
game
he's
out of it.
firing, this is Bundesliga now. We don't know what Prem would be like. But when he's firing
how that
Bundes,
transition goes.
he was like player of the month, like the first 6 months
He's
last
been nuts,
season.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I just think it's hard not to look at that. Signing
And this is
there.
why we were like upsides there. We're buying into the upside.
Yeah, 100%.
Chukwuemeka,
'Cause we know how
Caicedo,
good these guys
Lavia,
can be.
Nkunku,
We know
yeah.
how good Poch can make. Yeah, anyway.
Fit Reece James, yeah. Just and big win for Newcastle because they play that Marley kid
Is
in
Poch
midfield.
not just Unai Emery?
Oh, gee, that's
Well, I don't even get that.
you're
Well, like,
calling him
Unai's-
an Arsenal Unai basically.
Yeah. Is Poch not like he was at Tottenham, he
I
didn't
guess
win
we did
anything.
PSG as well, and it's funny. No, you're not like that's actually not the worst call I've ever heard.
Hear me out. Like obviously,
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying
Poch-
is there not a chance for him
Poch
not to
didn't
be
win
like?
Well, no. Look,
Poch didn't win the league with PSG, right? That was the year they didn't win it, right?
no, he won it. He won it.
He won the league, but he
But
yeah.
he took them to the Champions League final. I think
Didn't
he probably
they
did.
No, I think
He took Tottenham to the Champions League.
No, he took PSG against Tuchel.
and Spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
don't.
my point
He
is
did not. He wasn't the manager then.
that took PSG to the Champions League
I
final.
think PSG made a Champions League final.
Yeah, when they should have won it,
Against
Mbappe
Bayern.
missed so
Where?
many chances.
Against Bayern.
It was COVID, no people in the ground.
Yeah, it was empty stadium.
I'm forgetting.
But
Koeman,
do you not reckon he's done the best to deal with those three as a trio. That Neymar.
Am I lost? I didn't think Poch was the manager for the Champions League final. Did you?
He was versing was Tuchel at PSG?
I don't think. I think Tuchel was. I don't think.
Oh, maybe I've had a bit more this moment.
Poch was there.
I'm lost, but
Yeah, so am I.
I don't think he was the manager.
I think Poch was manager at PSG that time.
Oh well, regardless, like
I think he's done the best at PSG in terms of managing those
He
players.
didn't go to PSG to 21. That final was 20 at latest.
Wasn't 21 the COVID? No.
No, 19.
I think it was the late. It
20
was the
was
late.
the-
It was like the June Champions League game.
In 20.
They delayed the final. And
So he was there the year after they lost the final.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Tuchel
But
then.
look, the point is like
But he managed them the best way. I don't reckon he's Unai. That's the point I'm trying to make.
was about. Yeah, he won 3 back-to-back leagues.
I know, but in terms of his
didn't
style
deal with
of
the same
play,
personalities and
yeah,
stuff.
and
He
he
was- yeah, he
dealt
wasn't
with his
as good.
personality.
Yeah, but are they not the same, like, to a degree? They can both deal
I get that.
Yeah,
But
deal with, like,
I think
you
he's
look what Unai's doing with Aston Villa, how good he's doing.
And
Does
to
that
be
not
fair,
remind you of
Villa-
Poch with Tottenham?
Yeah, I was about to say Villa were very comparable to Spurs back then.
Yeah,
Spurs
like-
had been stink, bro.
Yeah,
they had been horrible.
But then we both seen that they both, when you get those bigger players, it's sometimes the same.
When the
Like,
pressure's
there's
on the big
there's
clubs.
that argument right now that, like, Ten Hag is kind of that same manager.
I think Unai and Poch. I think that could turn out to be a really good call.
I think they're ahead of
Yeah.
Ten Hag. But
Yeah, at the moment I'm saying, but like the whole thing about how Ten Hag's dealt with all these big players, is it not maybe?
I'm deeping it, but I just think I still think maybe it's just like Barclay's bias. Like he was there for a bit longer.
Yeah, I know
and
what you
stuff.
mean.
Like
Bit of
he's had this.
nostalgia for
He
sure.
made.
Yeah,
a Spurs
definitely.
team.
But that's just Premier League bias at this point.
He also did choke when they should have won the league against Leicester.
Yeah, check that.
That was
He's
just
a bit of a serial choke merchant, Poch, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's just
he
Premier
is.
League biased at this point though, because if you look what Unai's done,
Mate,
like
Unai's-
with Europa
it's-
League and stuff.
Europa
League
record
merchant,
is
right.
nuts. Yeah, but like with Sevilla.
But Sevilla win every year.
And then he did it with Villarreal as well against United.
yeah, that one was a good final. They played that to a T. That final.
Yeah, they knew they couldn't win.
Yeah.
Like, on the
He's,
end, they played
So
for a
they
draw.
played the fir- yeah.
He's insane in Europe.
He's a cup man. He's a very good cup manager.
He's clearly showing his nuts from the Prem as well.
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Because you will look at
Obviously,
Villa's-
you can say he's ahead of Poch, but situations Poch has been, he's been stiff the last 2 managerial stints he's been in.
Yeah, but-
he got Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, and now he's got 1 billion Chelsea in
It was
2
a
years.
it's a big hole to dig out of.
Yeah.
For Chelsea. Yeah, I agree.
It's hard for him.
We have to.
He
we have
agreed
see
to the
how it
job
ev-
though,
no,
so
but we have to see
unfortunately,
how it eventuates, though. Okay, is the point.
Both
I think
of them, like-
you can make a better discussion on this claim in about 6 months.
yeah,
End
fair
of the
enough.
season and whether
Yeah.
they finish will be
Because
interesting.
if Poch keeps his job, then they've probably done okay.
Yeah.
And then he's probably surpassing what Unai did.
Yeah.
Yep,
The last thing I want to touch quickly, Arsenal, we sort of watered around it early on when I talked about Rice and how important it was that win. Aaron Ramsdale, I just want to hear your.
Yeah, look, I love Rambo.
You know what? I like the end though. They got around him because is this his last game? Is this his last game for Arsenal?
I've been saying this, eh? I can't. See, my thing with Rambo is I can't even believe he's not been playing the cup games.
It's weird. Like,
like
champion,
what-
champion.
Well, how come he
What
played
team-
on the weekend?
Because I think it's to do with is it like the loan thing with
You can't like
don't know.
feature
Yeah.
against your like.
I didn't know
they're still his parent club.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
There's
so-
a lot of people have done
Also,
this.
could
before.
Dean Henderson not play against you guys?
No, it was a different rule there and stuff.
We
So-
did this with a couple of people
Yeah.
as well.
Look, so yeah. So but the reason why he didn't play on the weekend was because
The clause in the
clause
parent
with
club
contracts,
clause, yeah.
right? I just can't believe. The first thing is I can't believe Ramsdale hasn't been playing at least weekly in all the other games
Yeah.
we play. Like Ramsdale was kind of dropped unfairly and then just completely like exiled from the team.
Yeah.
So
Do you not think
it's-
that they? I know it's hard to say, and I know Arteta just does stuff like this, but is it not something to say that like something else exterior has happened?
When he said to Ian Wright, he can't focus for 90 minutes.
No,
I don't know.
but, like,
'cause, like, there
it
hasn't been
seems
much-
really weird to
It's
me.
just preference,
Yeah, but
man.
even
It's just
like-
preference. I think it's
Yeah,
this year.
I don't. I really
Spaniard to
don't
Spaniard,
know.
you know,
I really
like-
like. It's been kept so under wraps. Like in terms of if
But
there was something that happened.
This goes to show the Arsenal difference.
His father did
management.
come out.
Huh?
His dad came out.
What
But,
came
but
out?
he's, I was about to say that his dad came out, but he didn't insinuate
No
there's anything behind the
slander
scenes.
anyway, yeah.
He was like, "Oh, it's just sad to see you, like Aaron. He's lost that smile.
Yeah,
like,
he
he's
walked
lost that
around
smile."
the incident without sort of touching
like
it. Yeah,
he obviously spoke about it, but he wasn't insinuating that like, oh, it was unfair treatment. He was just kind of saying like, oh, you know,
It was very well
you got to keep
PR'd.
fighting. Like,
Yeah.
because Ray is a great keeper. We said this. He was like a top 5 keeper.
Coming to the season, I was the one that was so big on him being like he's got the full package. Why don't
Oh, I was
sign him?
I couldn't believe Spurs didn't sign him, and then I saw that we signed him. I was like, wow. I mean,
Yeah.
is this a?
We were talking about that being like a
Yeah,
Premier
but
League
we all
champion,
said this,
like-
and this is what me and Prez were saying, and you disagreed with from the start. I said he comes straight in, and you're
said
like,
this, yeah,
nah,
he
See, I didn't
nah.
agree with this. Yeah, no, because Aaron.
You don't make a signing like that and
No,
not come in.
You're not wrong about that, but it's also like, how could you drop Ramsdale?
Yeah, but it's like,
Correct,
to the
but
Arsenal
you,
fans,
it's just there's,
You
there's
saw
more.
in hindsight, you're 100% right about.
There's
making
more
the signing.
cases where someone
you're
good
right, you're
gets
right.
dropped over a new player coming
No,
in.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, as in like trying to be objective about it. It was like, okay, well, if it's purely, you know, like a
merit for merit.
yeah, meritocracy.
Merit for merit. Yeah.
If it's a meritocracy, you cannot drop Ramsdale
The guy
because
took
it's
second
like
in the league. Like
because it's like he's been so good. He made, you know, he's really good with his feet still. Like he's still the
just
same
won the
with his
Community
feet,
Shield.
and he does pull off like big saves. You know, maybe he makes them look bigger than they are.
But say to say.
Look, maybe Arteta's looking for a bit more stability at the back line. He doesn't want all the antics. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
It just feels a little bit like because
Feels unfair, I'm
I'm
gonna be
jumping
honest.
into the Arsenal boots, and I think I watch enough of Arsenal to feel that Arsenal sort of feel, and like you can feel on the weekend that the fans and the players, like you can tell he's just one of the most loved guys. in the
fans
football
love him.
club.
He was
The name was
hated
being
at the start.
Yeah, no,
It's
because
unbelievable. Signed for 30 mil.
but do you reckon it's just because of like you got to win? Like same with Onana. Onana became one of the most hated after like his first 4 weeks.
But Onana's a bit different because Onana was hated purely because we had De Gea before, and everyone thinks that De Gea's treatment was.
Rambo.
A lot of
Rambo.
United fans.
Bro,
think
Rambo
it
was hated. I don't think you realise. We signed all the things about, he's been relegated to 2 clubs, 30 mil, disgraceful.
Twitter was on his back.
Rambo
early
was
on.
hated.
But that's
bro.
just what happens when you go to a big club. It's like Onana. Onana is still semi-hated.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling you, like, as in the
But-
change in the way
like a
Ramsdale
year.
is viewed by the fans
Yeah.
shows how good he was on the pitch, because on pitch performance means so much.
Yeah,
and
massive. It's he win over.
look, to answer the question, my opinion is, you know, I love Rambo as well. I think he's been stiff, but
What Premier League club gets you?
but Raya, like, is a great keeper.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think Raya has cemented his spot by any means in terms of on-field performance. I think we're still yet to see the best of him. But I know there's a player inside there, and
There was some nervous.
it's a
early
tough
moments.
one. I would still pick Rambo.
Yeah. You ask any Arsenal fan, it's all the same way
Yeah.
though.
Because Raya hasn't particularly cemented his spot. He hasn't come in and set the world on fire. He's been decent. But, you know, Rambo hadn't been bad. It just felt so harsh. I'm still yet to see the whole thing pan out. But yeah, I think it's stiff.
It seems very harsh.
I agree.
And you could tell like that he makes that mistake with the throw, and they just pan to Mikel. Mikel does this whole and it's like
Just like the look away. That was
Yeah.
a lot.
And I
He
was
did the
like,
whole look away.
whoa.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot. To be honest, I thought that was.
brother, what happened to like?
I thought that was
our
too
back
much
line
from.
took-
Yeah, I thought that was too much from Mikel. The whole look away, like.
And you said that,
shock
and you
thing.
said it early on, the whole like they're gonna keep panning, panning back to him on the bench or whatever it is, and I'm like, the first thing, 3 minutes in the game,
That's been one of Mikel's biggest stuff ups as a manager so far.
he's very good with it. I said your club PR'd very well.
He really stuffed up on this.
And I was like,
making
oh, that was
making a whole big point about dragging keepers at
Yeah.
60 minutes and just putting the spotlight on the goalkeeper position for no reason.
no reason
Like,
at
you
all.
know, Ray had come in, but like there was a bit of talk. But there was not much of a spotlight. It was still like, because everyone looked at it the same way. Okay, Ramsdale hasn't lost his spot yet.
Ramsey was still playing. He played
Like-
for the first two,
And then Arteta drew all this attention to it.
and then also bang.
And now he hasn't done himself a whole lot of good here. But look,
Do you reckon like a Brighton go after him? Maybe even a loan.
I think he's a Rambo's a great keeper. I don't know where he goes.
It's just the problem is every big team have got their
I reckon
keepers.
he could leave England.
No, I reckon he stays.
Nah,
I could
he's
see
an
Chelsea
Englishman
going
through and
after
through.
him.
That would be good fun to see how those two go at it.
Oh, I think
Sanchez and
Rambo is
Ramsdale.
definitely the one over Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, but
Sanchez is
there'll
alright,
always be the eyes. The same things as what
Yeah, yeah,
Arsenal. There'll always be
similar
eyes
situation.
on that.
I think you go Chelsea. I think you could go to like
Thing is, out of those big ones, you can't go Newcastle, you can't go Villa, you
He's
can't
not
go
gonna go
United,
Spurs.
you can't go Spurs, you can't go City, you can't go obviously you can't go Arsenal. Chelsea's the one, but they just signed a keeper as well.
yeah. So
you can't really
Chelsea,
go Chelsea.
could do, but then
the
below
next
that you're
one's
not
that,
wrong.
it's
It's like
Brighton. It's
and then are Brighton going to sign an expensive keeper? No,
That's
they're not going to do
They
that.
loan with an option to buy him.
No, I don't think so.
That's the classic
I
Brighton
like
option.
Brighton not going to get Ramsdale. It's like maybe you're right. Maybe he does leave. Maybe he goes to like
Is that going to help his England call? That's what it's going to be for.
His England career is really bad.
Yeah.
His England career is in a lot of jeopardy at the moment. But
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, we'll finish with winners and losers quickly.
Do we have the paddles?
Not this week. We've seen the paddles out this week.
What was wrong with them last week? Weren't they right there?
No, we just did it.
That was true as well.
This segment,
sorry.
This segment
Wrong
was...
one.
Yeah,
Wrong one.
We'll mix it up. Combine 11s and paddles. My winner, I want to touch him, Kai Havertz, game winner. It was sort of like a good...
Havertz.
It was a good feel Arsenal game. It was like Kai Havertz is a winner, Rambo gets his clean sheet.
Some of the tweets I saw about Havertz, man. Oh, you need a goal. And you bring on Havertz.
It was a good take. It was good for take and finish. Back post, tight angle, heads it down, good goal, big win for Arsenal. So that was my winner from the weekend.
You go, I'm thinking.
Do you
loser.
My loser was Chelsea. You lose to an injury-riddled Newcastle. The revolution lasts 2 weeks again. It's been like 2
I got my loser after this,
revolutions. And I don't know. For me, Chelsea just they're a confusing bunch and it annoys me that I've had so much faith in them.
Okay, loser, Flynn.
Right, personal attack.
Why?
Crystal Palace versus Luton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I might say myself as the loser.
Maybe, and the winner's sports bet out of there.
No, I'm gonna say winner is Luton.
Yeah.
On that,
I didn't want to say be boring, so yeah.
Yeah, and also winner is United. Just as a whole, like...
It was a tough game considering Everton had the whole bounce back game where they get the points deduction.
You just think about so many good...
Also Bournemouth.
As I've said so many times, you think about... Really, in their time... I don't know this is you guys are going to have a go at me with this comparison, but Ferguson's United used to do stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, not play great.
Ferguson's United never really played that great.
I'm just going to let you talk.
I'm done.
I'm not going to...
Yeah, don't get into it. We'll be until Christmas.
United stand.
It's not too far away as well.
Luton and then my lose is probably...
Burnley? I thought you were going to say Burnley.
Oh, yeah, it's not a bad call. Burnley, also probably Chelsea.
Yeah. There's a lot in that bracket right now.
There's just,
repeat offenders.
Chelsea building momentum, bang, get battered 4-1. Burnley haven't, got one win. Should have won that game. They lose at home to West Ham.
To Midwest.
You saw how much that meant to Jay Rodriguez, and the Burnley fans.
Bloody
I know. That meant so much. And then he's the one on the back stick who let Souček score. It was pretty.
As well.
It was pretty heartbreaking for Burnley. So yeah.
They're just not going to do it, are they?
They're cooked. They look so cooked.
They could, yeah. Do you reckon, we can't skip stuff with those point records. They've got to beat the points record. They've got to have to, surely. Surely they beat them. I don't know. They get that.
We'll work that out
in
due course.
All right. Good to go episode, guys. Another nice week of Premier League action. We'll try and sort out another live watch song next week if the game lines up.
How'd you go on the weekend?
It was good. It was challenging. I don't know if you saw. I was doing like graphics while the game was on as well. So it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it briefly, but
the internet has been. By the way, this might go up on like Thursday because MBN's pooed itself, so I can't upload anything right now. So it's stressful. Anyway, we're rambling. Thanks for joining this week, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Been good support the last few weeks. And we'll be back next week for away days. See you then.
Thank you.